Here, on this soil, on these grounds, beneath those fields, lies the true source of American greatness, of American glory, and of American freedom. As long as we are blessed with patriots such as these, we shall forever remain one people, one family, and one nation under God.
Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president again.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president!
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at...
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes, in Indiana with its 11 electoral votes, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to CobraCast 199. I am your host, D-Day Cobra, and I am so happy to see all of you in the chat. The Snake Pit rising up, the 199 Battalion representing, as always, fresh off of Mario Kart. Had a decent night, but still, Johnny just has my number. He has my number. I am just second best to Johnny Zeltroid. I just have to accept it. It pisses me off, but you know, it is what it is. He's damn good. He's a damn good gamer. But we got a few things to talk about tonight, and then who knows, if this stream goes well enough, maybe we'll do another gaming stream here on this channel tonight. I don't know. Maybe we'll play some Modern Warfare again. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You never know what's going to happen on CobraCast, but what you do know is the Snake Pit is going to show up. They're going to have a lot to say. There's probably going to be a few haters in the chat. We'll meme them. We'll monetize them because that's what we do, because we're here to have some fun. But we're going to also talk about the Babylon Bee, because there's a lot of nonsense going on with the Babylon Bee right now. And it kind of happened over the weekend, and I almost went live to react to some of the Twitter space that was going on with Seth Dillon, the CEO of the Babylon Bee. And I just think the whole thing is crazy. Optically, because I don't know the truth of what has happened, but the optics make it look like Seth Dillon fired somebody for basically challenging DeSantis campaign people on Twitter. That's what it seems like. There probably is more to it, but the way Seth Dillon handled it has created all of these problems for him. And then he went on a Twitter space and he made it significantly worse. Significantly worse. It was an embarrassing situation, to say the least. But hello, everyone. I see all of you in the chat. I see the super chats rolling in. And check this out. Trump was spotted in New York City this weekend. Look at this. Listen to the people, man. The people love this man. The people love this man. They love him. Do you think Biden's going to get a reaction like that? Do you think Brandon's going to get a reaction like that when he shows up in public? Absolutely not. Not even close. But Trump shows up and everybody freaks out because he's a freaking rock star. That's exactly who he is. And, you love to see that. You love to see that. In fact, if you want to look at this right here, look at here, just some of the interactive polls. This is from Best to Improve the Economy in South Carolina. Trump 60, DeSantis 11. New Hampshire, Trump 54, DeSantis 13. Florida, Trump 46, DeSantis 18. Iowa, Trump 57, DeSantis 15. But if you want to hear the rhinos out there, Trump can't win, guys. Trump has no chance of winning. We've heard that before. We've heard that a few times, haven't we? Of course we have. And yes, even in the state of Florida, where DeSantis is mega popular, and he should be. I live in the state of Florida, and DeSantis is definitely a beloved figure here. He ain't Trump, though. He ain't Trump. And that's not gonna change. Do you seriously think that Trump's gonna lose a significant amount of support to that level? No, he's not. He's not going to lose that type of support. Not going to happen. I know we played this last time I was here, but this needs to be played over and over again. This is fantastic.
Executive action. It's executive action for the first time. We are literally electing a lame duck president on day one.
Oh, man.
So he is completely unencumbered by anything. He is free to do literally whatever he wants on day one.
Yeah.
And the next 2.5 years, it's all his show because he can't get reelected. That's exactly what we want.
Yeah.
We don't want anybody married to the past. We don't want anybody married to any of the three-letter agencies.
It was sort of what he struggled with in his first term, which is that how do I do both? How do I get my second term? And
he doesn't have to do both.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the country wants. It's exactly what the country needs. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then whoever his vice president is, whoever that person that he picks is going to be, that's going to be a very important person to move on to take his policies for the future to get Republicans reelected then.
Could have been you, DeSantis. Could have been you.
But I cannot imagine a world that we don't want him walking in on day one and signing 167 executive orders overturning the disaster that Biden has been for the previous 4 years. Yeah. That's exactly what the country wants right now, and that's why he's doing so well in the polling.
And you were saying that he can't pick DeSantis to be his vice president. I know a lot of people have floated a Trump DeSantis ticket, but they're both from Florida.
For multiple reasons. They're both from Florida for multiple reasons. He's running. I mean, this is a loyalty issue. I mean, President Trump is big on loyalty.
DeSantis ain't going to be his VP. I don't see any scenario where DeSantis can be his VP. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. We got Drew Barr, 100, member for 3 months. Thank you for the member message. Appreciate that. Torchwood Gal, PFC, Fernando Lopez, MIA Korea 1950. Never forget. Thank you, Torchwood Gal. Appreciate you. Joel Carver, I'm black now. I'm black now. I'm black now. Aragorn wept. Yeah, I made a video on that over on Geeks and Gamers, the whole Black Aragorn thing. I mean what I said in that video. I am so happy that the criticism for these race swap characters is monumental now. The criticism is everywhere. Years ago, when I was calling this out, there wasn't a lot of people calling it out. There were some, but there wasn't a lot. And when you would call this stuff out, you didn't know, man. It was like walking a minefield. You had no idea how bad it was going to be. Now, so many normal people have just finally realized what's going on, and no one really cares about being called a racist or a sexist anymore, because that's all they call you. That's all they call you. They just call you racist and sexist all day long. At this point, it means absolutely nothing whatsoever. We're tired of the nonsense. We're tired of you utilizing people based on race and gender and sexual orientation. That's not how normal people operate. And it's just sick. I mean, like, look at this right here on that topic right there on the Aragorn thing. We had this tweet right here from Kotaku right here. And let's see. So Lord of the Rings CCG will include diversity and originality. And so I ratioed the living hell out of this post. I ratioed the hell out of it with one of the greatest memes ever. And that is my meme right there. Law dim rings right there. So I said diversity is important, and I put this meme up right here. Now, you see there's this one guy who's calling me a racist. Guess what? Your words mean nothing, you clown. Your words mean absolutely nothing. You cannot have any impact on me whatsoever by calling me a racist, because you clowns have called everybody a fucking racist. You clowns have been calling everyone with a different opinion racist forever. So you know what's going to happen by me highlighting you calling me a racist right here. So by you calling me a racist, all that's going to happen is more people are going to support me now because of you. Because you can't touch me. You are not on my level. I am so far beyond you because you are a clown. You are some white dude, apparently, who wants to virtue signal. And do you know why you're virtue signaling? Because you have so much to hide. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. And so whenever you have some white leftist calling you a racist or a sexist, it's because they are trying to project very, very hard, because they are trying to cover up for who they truly are. That is how it goes every single time. Shout out to Lofty right there. Appreciate Lofty. This guy's getting fucking roasted. I didn't even look at these, but he's getting crushed. So yeah, man. But yeah, this meme right here, this is an awesome meme. This is an awesome meme right here. And if you can't laugh at that, then something's wrong with you, man. Shit is funny as hell. Funny as hell. And yeah, the Black Aragorn thing is just, it's so funny. No comprendo says the Babylon became limited run games. Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more and listen to what Seth Dillon had to say in that Twitter space. Celluloid Dream negative. I am a meat popsicle. Thank you, Celluloid Dream. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier gifted 1 D-Day Cobra membership. Alex says, I heard Elon Manning as well. See, Epic Mike, we all heard it, Epic Mike. We got the internet is forever, Epic Mike. The Blue Volt guy says, thank you for finally making another video on Geeks and Gamers. I can't believe I got nostalgic for the Raylos, our weird solo lost money F Naughty Dog outro. Thank you, guys. I made my first upload in about 3 months, individual upload in about 2 or 3 months over on Geeks and Gamers. I uploaded it last night, and I saw everybody in the chat just like, man, it's so good to have Jeremy back. And it made me feel good. Regardless of the optics of, you know, what we're doing on YouTube and all the YouTube channels and the, you know, the support we get. I'm just a normal person, man. And I have my own insecurities every single day. So when I uploaded that video, I was like, I hope this video does well. I hope people like it. I hope it's good enough. And everybody was so supportive in the comments. I really appreciate it. It was so nice to see all the nice feedback. So thank you guys so much. That was a really good feeling to see everybody, you know, welcome me back. So I've been really focused on the live streaming element for a while, but we're going to get back to the video uploads. So it was really cool. Really cool. Let's see. Horny Alf says, hell, Jeremy, it's been a good day. I ratioed Kotaku today with a meme. Oh, you ratioed him too? Let's see if I can find yours. Let's see. There's Gary. He ratioed him. There's Dan Vask. Thor Odinson. I'm looking for Horny Alf right now. Let's see. Everybody's destroying them right now. Here it is. Here it is. Here's Horny Alf's right here. This is really good. There, I fixed it. Yes. Yes. Give that one a like right there. So Horny Alf just destroying Kotaku, garbage tier website. And again, that's what the whole point of me creating Geeks and Gamers was to be a competitor to the shill sites. We need people covering gaming with honest opinions, not shill opinions. We need people out there giving you honest feedback on what's going on in the gaming entertainment world. And, I think that my focus on the YouTube side has been way heavy because obviously we've done really well, but I want to continue to build the website. Again, that takes money, that takes time, that takes infrastructure. All those things are obviously part of it, but we want to basically end Kotaku. We want to end IGN. We want to end Polygon. Just make them regret that they ever went down the identity politics, rabbit hole, because that's what they've done. They have pandered to leftist ideology for far too long, and gamers don't care about that. Nerds don't care about that. Normal people don't care about that. Nobody cares about that. No one single normal person cares about these things. And yet they have continued to pander to this nonsense. And we, the people, are sick and tired of it. Johnny the Whiz Kid, fuck it, jumped on me. I drive on the road tomorrow to new territory I've never been to. All for my new TV. LOL. Wish me luck. And there can only be one Johnny in MK8. And that's me. What's up, Johnny the Whiz Kid? I hope you're doing well. Have a safe trip, man. And you are good at MK8, and there's no doubt about that. Let me see. Mr. Parker says Trump 2024. Thank you. The Rings of Power for Life. Ugh. 550. Hail one wine. The Little Mermaid is saving the lives of little black girls. Are you anti little black girls? God damn. There's no way this is a real person. This has to be a meme. This has to be a meme. There's no way. I have seen The Little Mermaid, and I'm telling you right now, and I've been thinking about this. I didn't want to just say this, but I had time to think about it. The Little Mermaid, the live action Little Mermaid, is worse than the live action Lion King. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I despised the live action Lion King. I despised it with every bone in my body. I hated it passionately. The Little Mermaid's worse. It's worse. There is nothing good about The Little Mermaid. There's nothing. There's no redeeming quality. I know some people are scared to just say Halle Bailey, whatever. Halle Bailey or whatever. People are saying she's really good. She's not fucking good. She's not good. She's not good at all. She's not a good actress. She's not good in the role. She just isn't. What are you talking about? She's not good. Quit being scared to criticize something that's not good. She's not good. If you want to give her any props, you can say she's got a great voice, which she does. Doesn't matter. She's not good in the role. There's a lot of people that have a great voice. Hell, Dan fucking Vasque has a great voice. Does that mean he can make a great Little Mermaid Ariel? No. She's not good in the role. That's just an objective fact. She's not good. Quit being scared to criticize because some loser or some leftist white loser is going to call you a racist. Fuck them. They don't matter. They don't matter. Let's see. Eric Trump for VP. Those celebrating Memorial Day, lest we forget. Hail 199. Thank you. Before movies sucked. Will the real MCU fan please stand up? Don't say it. Oh, crap. I got to say it. Please stand up. Happy Memorial Day. My brother was a soldier for 20 years. I'm glad he never made the sacrifice, but was always willing to. Thank you to you and yours. And thank you to all the veterans out there. We had a wonderful stream today on Geeks and Gamers Daily. And Socrates McGoat actually committed to matching a super chats up to $1,000. So we're going to be making $1,000 donation to some type of memorial or something like that. or some type of charity for fallen heroes or either just recovering veterans or something like that have been through hard times. So we'll let you guys know. We'll be very transparent for sure. But thank you so much for that. Piano Dean says bug spray also works on goldfish in case you run out of goldfish spray. You're welcome, Jeremy. Thank you, Piano Dean. I was just worried about that. I was actually just asking myself about that. I was like, I'm curious. And Piano Dean is here to answer all of my questions. Amazing. Great Mario Kart stream tonight. I am watching CobraCast and Krista stream simultaneously. Cheers. Shout out to Krista Nova. She is live over on her channel playing Tears of the Kingdom. Sophie Hale started watching YouTube with your channel. Was confused to see people called Ryan and Odin, and you kind of disappeared, so started watching Gary. Was happy when you began CobraCast, and now your videos 199. Yeah, the Geeks and Gamers channel has always been an interesting one because it's not a Jeremy channel. Like D-Day Cobra is a Jeremy channel, but Geeks and Gamers was built as a Jeremy channel. It was just me. It was just me making videos, and I was the face of the channel. And then when I started bringing new people in there, people were confused. Totally understand that. But thank you, Sophie. I appreciate that. Let's see. So Aladdin was black. Haley isn't recognizable. I never watched the Aladdin movie, so I don't know. I don't know anything about the live action Aladdin. I didn't watch it, thankfully. Yes, Jeremy, it is a beard. Looks good. Is it? I don't know. I guess it's okay. People seem to like it. From what I understand, it looks much better in person than it does camera. The angles, like people think I'm short when they see from, I guess, being on YouTube, people think I'm short. I'm like almost 6'1". I'm like 6'1", like 195. So just everything, there's a whole different perspective of like what people look like on camera or whatever. But yeah, but I'm gonna let it keep growing. We'll see what happens. I hope they don't remake Simba's Pride. If they do, they will ruin Kiara and make her girl boss. Kovu will be an idiot and Zero will be misunderstood. They're going to. Of course they're going to. They're going to. Swig of water for the working man. And they are going to ruin every property. And luckily, all we can hope is that the Little Mermaid doesn't make money. That's really what it comes down to. Hopefully the Little Mermaid does not make money. And if that's the case, then I guess we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, I am on IMDb. I see you guys posting the Snake Pit. So if you look up D-Day Cobra on IMDb, I like people, there's like a rating or whatever for me. D-Day Cobra is listed as a TV series. Look at this. I saw you. So D-Day Cobra is listed as a TV series right here. You got a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 on IMDb. So there you go with that. And then you've got all this, like there's Gary, there's Ivan, Jesse, Suresh. There's Geeks and Gamers. Geeks and Gamers also has a 5. 5 out of 10. I don't know what people are saying. There's a bunch of crap right here. There's Gary's got a 6.3. Drinker's got a 7.6. Quartering's got a 3.8. Holy shit. That's wild. So yeah, out of 5 out of 10 on Geeks and Gamers and on D-Day Cobra. So that's pretty damn funny right there. So I am listed as the creator. What am I the creator of? So let's see here. So Jeremy's the creator of Born, writer known as like Sports Wars, Gaming with Geeks, which no longer exists as Geeks and Gamers Play now. So yeah, all this stuff has like 5s. I guess I'm that bad. Right here, I'm the producer. I'm the producer of CobraCast IRL. I'm the producer of Geeks and Gamers, D-Day Cobra, Sports Wars, Geeks and Gamers Live, Gaming with Geeks, Park Hoppin'. I've got writing credits for all of these. Okay. So why am I next to Aquafina? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why am I next to Aquafina? That's terrible. That's not good at all. So yeah, whatever, man. It's weird to see people taking the time to put that stuff up there, but hey, it is what it is. At one point in time, I was listed for like every YouTube channel, like on IMDb. They had me listed for everything. They had me, I was producing everybody's shows. I was producing Mahler shows. I was producing Comicsgate shows. I was producing everybody's shows. Every single person that I'd ever had an interaction with, they had listed me as the producer. I was basically the overseer. I controlled all. And that's how this whole narrative came about, where I like had all this control. It was wild. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I just saw Bebop. Bebop just upgraded membership to a Cobra Legend. That is a tier 3, ladies and gentlemen. That is a tier 3. Look at that. Tier 3 in the house. So, yeah. So, I mean, IMDb is only like, people can put whatever they want on there. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's just funny to see how, you know, that whole thing comes about, but whatever. It is what it is. All right. Let's talk about, let's see. I think we just, Troy News. What's up, Troy News? Let's see. White SUP is SUP is real. The Clintons, Bushes, Bidens, Cheneys. Let's see. The Bilderberg Mafia and other left-wing Europeans enact policies that spread poverty and war, all while pretending to be the good guys. Well, we talked about, you know, like the whole problem with Trump, you know, and why they hate him and why he is a threat to everything they have going on. I'm surprised that it hasn't been much worse for Trump. I mean, obviously it's been terrible for him, but he's making so many waves. He's making so many waves that I'm surprised they haven't done even worse for him, but they have put the man through hell, and a lesser man would have given up at this point in time, but he won't. He just won't stop. It just doesn't matter. They just won't stop. So, he won't stop and they won't stop. So, and that's what it's all about, man. You got to have an alpha male in this position, and Trump is definitely the alpha male. All right, let's talk about the Babylon Bee situation really quick. So, Babylon Bee, I like the Babylon Bee. I've always appreciated what they've, you know, stood for and everything. Never really had a real problem with the Babylon Bee, but this right here, this story's pretty bad. This is a really bad look for Seth Dillon and the Babylon Bee. Gavin Wax fired. Babylon Bee CEO Seth Dillon fires Wax on Twitter. So you fired him publicly on Twitter. Now, I have a lot to say about this because, again, I have people on my staff that have very, you know, divisive opinions sometimes. A lot of their opinions, you know, don't line up with mine. I allow all types of opinions at Geeks and Gamers. I allow all types of opinions. You can say whatever the hell you want. You don't have to apologize to me. And what this seemingly looks like, and I want to be careful about what I'm saying. Optically is what I'm talking about, because I don't know the truth, and Seth Dillon is not being transparent. Seth Dillon is the one that created this problem by how he handled it. When you are the boss, when you take to a public forum to reprimand one of your employees, you're opening Pandora's box. You don't get to sit there and not answer direct questions or get frustrated when people are interested in something that you created. He created this situation. Seth Dillon is the problem, not this guy named Gavin Wax. This all started because Gavin Wax was responding to DeSantis campaign people, and now it has called into question the entire Babylon Bee. Conservative activist and columnist Gavin Wax was fired on Twitter by Babylon Bee CEO Seth Dillon on May 26, 2023. The exchange went viral among Donald Trump supporters and provoked controversy because Wax's firing came after an split where he was basically he was cussing. He dropped a few F-bombs in a tweet directed at Christina Pushaw, the rapid response director for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who was running against Trump in the GOP primary. Gavin Wax tweets at Gavin Wax. His Twitter biography says he is a columnist for townhall.com, an insider at Newsmax, and an ambassador for Turning Point USA and Live Action. Wax and his supporters accused Dillon, CEO of the conservative satire site, of firing Wax because Wax supports Trump and tweeted about DeSantis. And Dillon denied this. Wax tweeted, "They just wanted to scout me publicly because I tweeted about DeSantis. Shameful," he wrote. "If I lose my job for defending the greatest president of my generation and defending myself, then so be it. I don't have to cave to left-wing cancel culture, and I won't cave to right-wing cancel culture." And he tags them right there. Seth Dillon quote tweets and says, "No, I did not." Yes, you fucking did. You can say that you were justified in doing it, but don't fucking sit there and say that you didn't do it. You 100% did this. A Wax supporter tweeted, "Breaking: the Babylon Bee just used Twitter to fire their VP of marketing. Apparently you have to support DeSantis to work for them." Dillon pushed back, admittedly adamantly denying his claim. Dillon responded on Twitter writing, "I don't know who most of my employees voted for, and I don't care. I do care how they conduct themselves in public with our name in their bio. His conduct was reprehensible." Reprehensible. Ooh, reprehensible. Okay. So Adam Yenzer, the writer for the Babylon Bee, tweeted, "I don't know the details of this interaction, but I support Trump and I still work at the Bee. No one gets fired for supporting Trump. I don't know the details of this interaction." Oh, I said that again. So right here, this tweet right here, and I don't think it's going to pull that up, so I'm going to have to stop sharing my screen right here. Boom, boom. Okay, right here. Breaking: Babylon Bee just used Twitter to fire their VP of marketing. Apparently you have to support DeSantis to work for them. This is the tweet right here. So right here, this is Gavin's tweet where he basically tagged her and he says, "What's your fucking problem?" He says, "What's yours? Tweeting like this with B in your bio doesn't work for me." And then right here, he says, "Being accused of things that are false and criminal doesn't work for me." And then he says, "You can take the B out of your bio right now." Now, I think this sounds like left-wing nonsense. So, and essentially, don't get me wrong, there are right-wing SJWs out there, okay? There are right-wing SJWs out there for sure, 100%. Now, we've got all of this happening. So a Twitter space happened. A Twitter space happened yesterday. I want to play a little bit of this, and we'll see. I didn't listen to all of it. I've heard bits and pieces of it, but this is a Twitter space with Seth Dillon, and this went on for a while, okay? But Seth Dillon, to me, was 100% wrong in this situation. 100% wrong in every way. You are the boss. You have to be above this. I have had tons of situations where I've had to handle things that are happening publicly with my team. I handle it private. I don't get on to people publicly for something. Never. And there might be a situation where I have to step in and I have to be forceful because it's in the moment. He could have messaged this guy. He could have called this guy. Why did you respond on Twitter and make a big deal of it? So let's listen to this.
I don't think I have any obligation to continue doing that any longer than I want to. So
Seth, one of the biggest counter arguments to this situation is that you have also tweeted vulgar things in the past. Some of those tweets have surfaced. I mean, so the argument, maybe you can clarify the difference between that and what we saw yesterday with Gavin.
I've seen some of the tweets that people are screenshotting. They looked up the word shit apparently on my page. Advanced Twitter search brought up a few tweets where I was quoting people who had said the word shit, and in quotation marks I quoted them multiple times. I don't think that's the same thing as spending my entire day on someone else's payroll trashing other people with vile language.
Your entire site is to troll people. Your entire site is a satire site that trolls people. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Your entire site is meant to troll people and fool people. The Babylon Bee is not some upstanding citizen thing. It's meant to troll people and fool people. Oh my God.
Do you think that's the same thing?
Well, so what I will do is, I believe you're referring to Tara, who is up on stage. So I'll let Tara jump in there. Go ahead, Tara.
I honestly am just curious. It seems that, from my perspective and watching all of this unfold, that Gavin was more so defending himself against a lot of the Babylon Bee employees who were piling on to a tweet by Max here on stage, who was claiming that he was involved with some illegal, nefarious activity. So
What
in turn,
Babylon
he
B
defended
employees?
himself.
Which Babylon B employees? I'm not aware of any of that. I didn't see any other Babylon B employees.
Christina
She is
was
not a Babylon B
liking
employee.
the
She's not a
comment.
Babylon B employee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. I'm
She's
sorry.
a-
I was under the
yeah,
impression
she's a
that she worked for you
DeSantis
guys.
campaign staffer.
Right, correct. So she was piling on. He defended himself against her. You, in turn, defended her, and then fired him publicly. Didn't, reprimand him privately. Conducted yourself in a very public way to make a sort of display, an example out of Gavin, is how it seems.
Yeah, I didn't defend anybody. I just really quickly going back to that issue of I've used vulgarity. I mean, I explained, it was kind of glazed over, but I just explained that these were tweets where I was quoting somebody else who was using curse words.
Several Babylon B employees do use.
I just got to stop it right here. All right, guys, look, I know we've had a lot of fun with MCU fan, and but at some point in time, we just have to realize that we can never stop making fun of MCU fan. So continue to roast MCU fan into the ground. All right, roast him, make him cry, make him whine, and have so much fun with MCU fan. I 100% support that because MCU fan hates us, despises us. So continue to roast MCU fan just as much as you want. There we go.
Use vulgarity constantly. There are plenty of screenshots out there, and they do have the B, on their profile. One account, MJ, I believe her name is, even has the F word in her header. So, I mean, I don't know. It seems sort of like a double standard.
Yeah, well, but I responded. The question that was asked of me was my own vulgarity. I'm a hypocrite because I use vulgarity, and I was firing this person for vulgarity. It's not merely vulgarity, by the way. I never said, "Hey, you're fired because you said a bad word." When did I say that? I never said that.
Does the Babylon B
will you be fired?
Does the Babylon B actively get money from the DeSantis campaign?
No.
Have you
No,
got
the screenshots that everybody shares, including I believe Tara, who made a big deal out of this. You guys love to just crop out dates, don't you? The screenshots that are going so viral.
I took what was given to me.
I know.
Yeah,
you don't ask questions. You just share it. I know. So the screenshots that everybody loves to share are from 2021. DeSantis was running for governor and was renting our Lyft, like he rented everybody's.
Why does he sound so nervous? Why does and Trump has already shown that the Babylon B does take money from the DeSantis campaign, but he sounds so nervous. Sounds so nervous talking about this. You fired somebody publicly. What do you expect is going to happen? You fired a man publicly. That is not the actions of a CEO or a boss. I have gotten rid of many people at Geeks and Gamers. I never publicly shame them. I never discuss it. I never throw them under the bus. I only say good things about them publicly. Even when they've said bad things about me, I still continue to just take the high road because that's what you do as a leader and as a boss. And the fact that you got so upset over this because this guy supports Trump and was going after DeSantis staffers. Like, look at this shit. Like, rest in peace to our boy Uche. Rest in peace. Uche Nwaneri was part of this team. He's a former NFL football player. Uche said the most radical left-wing shit you could imagine on Twitter. And I'm sure a lot of you remember this. Uche had Geeks and Gamers in his bio, and he was saying some of those insane stuff you could imagine about everything. Things that I viciously and vehemently disagree with. Core principle things that I disagree with. Things that made me cringe. But do you know what? When you are going to let people speak their minds and have their opinions, then that's just what it means. I don't get there, and I don't get to pick and choose what those opinions are or aren't. If I'm going to allow people to have opinions, then I'm going to allow people to have opinions. It's that simple.
He spent a hell of a lot more with Daily Wire.
But here's the
It's
thing.
turned into this big story because
I have a
everybody
question.
cropped off the dates and is suggesting that we're actively being paid by DeSantis to promote DeSantis and tear down Trump. Look at our website yesterday. We made fun of DeSantis twice, just yesterday. Where, are you guys sharing those screenshots? Where are those?
Oh, you made fun of him. You made fun of him.
That seemed more like coddling.
One second, guys. So Seth, I've got a question for you because the issue is this. Like, we saw the tweet that he did where he said, "What the f, Christina," and then immediately after that, as a response, you said, like, "Take the Babylon Bee out of your bio." Now, if there was a lead up to the situation or lead up to the event of this event occurring, have you got some kind of paperwork to show that you basically had conversations with him in the past? If he's tweeting regularly and these incidents are happening on a regular basis, have you got like a file on him that he's been doing this? You've had regular conversations, or was this the first time you basically said, "Get that Bee out your bio, you're fired"? Essentially, you're saying you're fired, Seth.
My mic was turned off.
Oh, sorry, because they were all talking at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into a lot of the nitty-gritty details of a personnel matter.
You made it public. Holy shit. You made it public. You made this a public situation. And now you're saying, I'm not going to talk about internal details. Holy shit. The hypocrisy is unbelievable.
I'm going to talk about what's happened publicly, and that's all I can talk about. And I don't think my lawyers would advise me to talk about anything beyond what's happened publicly. But there has been, as I mentioned, it is public record. You can go. I'm still talking.
I have one last question for Seth.
Mario, can I continue to?
Let Seth finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Seth.
Seth, go ahead. You can unmute your mic.
Yeah. So like I said, it's very public how often he was tweeting. You can go look at the kinds of things that he was saying. I mean, clearly this was not a single tweet that I was objecting to, and I never said I was objecting to a single tweet. So, a lot of people are reading into things and they're making things up and they're sharing stuff that just isn't true. So I'm happy to kind of clear the record on that, and I'll be very forthright in answering questions that I can about what happened publicly, but not, the details of an ongoing personnel matter.
You did say
if he was. Excuse me, if I could just ask one thing. If he was a DeSantis supporter, would he have been fired on the spot, very publicly on display the way you did?
Oh, sure.
Nonsense.
Yeah, his behavior is vile. I don't
Vile?
care who he supports. Like I said,
Vile?
I tweeted about this. You guys can see my own
All he
Twitter
said
page.
was,
I
"What's
don't
your
care who you
fucking
vote for.
problem?" That's all
I
he
don't care who you
said.
I don't even know who most of my employees vote for. A lot of them, I'm sure, voted for Trump. I know for a fact a few of them did. Several of them are libertarians and didn't vote in the last election. I don't give them a hard time about that. I don't consider them betraying Trump or betraying DeSantis. I don't care if who he votes for or what he says. If he's out there behaving in a way that is just vile and disgusting and reprehensible with the Babylon Bee in his profile, I'm going to find that objectionable. And I have every right to. I think you would too if he was representing your corporation. I mean, it's ridiculous. We are our tagline was your trusted source for Christian news satire. And we have people out there calling, Jenna worked for Trump a long time ago. She represented him. He's calling her fat, Christ divorced and overweight. He'd never touch her. Like that kind of stuff is nasty. I don't want.
Whoa, wait a minute. I had not heard that. Oh my God. I got to rewind that. We've got to rewind that.
People out there calling, Jenna news satire. And we have people out there calling,
Jenna Ellis, I think so.
Worked for Trump a long time ago. She represented him. He's calling her fat, Christ divorced and overweight. He'd never touch her. Like that kind of stuff is nasty. I don't want people like that representing me.
Nasty. That's nasty. That is nasty. Have you seen what DeSantis campaign people are saying right now? Holy shit. Good Lord, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
I hope other employees will be held
do any other women feel the same way? I mean, do other women here? Like, do you think that's...
went around.
You're pulling the woman card now? You're pulling the woman card? Seth Dillon's pulling. Do any women agree? Please, women, agree with me. Please, women, agree with me. I am a brave and stunning ally for you, women. Do women agree with me? This is leftist nonsense.
Calling Carrie like a grifter and saying her keynote speech at Scott.
I hope other employees will be
Oh,
held
do
to
any
the
other
same
women feel the
standard.
same way? I mean, do other women
I mean,
here like? Do you
Jenna
think that
Ellis
that's?
went around calling Carrie like a grifter and saying her keynote speech at CPAC was lackluster and cringe. So
Jenna
I wouldn't
Ellis does
put
not work
Jenna
for me, and I'm not defending Jenna Ellis.
All right, hang on. So we're going to stop it there for a second. I got to show you guys this. All right. So you're hearing all this cringe from Seth Dillon. All right. You're hearing all this cringe. Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. This is back in 2020. If you're afraid you might get fired for speaking your mind, the solution is to speak your mind anyway. If no one is willing to take that risk, nothing is going to change. Yes, I realize this is easier said than done. Courage is always more difficult than cowardice. That goes without saying. Looks like those that preach the loudest have the most to hide, doesn't it? Once again, right here, we will continue to listen to some of this right here.
She doesn't work for me.
These are men. These are men bullying women. Okay, and this is what the. This is
Can
what
I please chime in here?
Guys, 1 second, guys. Chris, please. I need
Men bullying
Chief,
women.
do you have a question? Because I think Chief, you brought up a thread where other employees of Babylon B had made similar comments. Is that the case?
Yeah, so here's the thing. So the issue, what I'm saying is a bit of a double standard, is there are employees that were working at your place at the exact same time. You know, they were working at your place. They had Babylon B. One of them was employed in March 2021 and said, I don't give a F about Ashley Babbitt, talking about that. So I have the receipt here too, and the tweet's still up. You can go look at it for yourself. The tweet itself from Morgan says, I don't give a F about her. She was warned many times not to proceed forward or she would be shot. And that kind of language I didn't think was appropriate. And there was also other tweets too, where she was saying, I don't think it matters much any God that'll the D word someone to hell or jeopardize their salvation for just getting water dunked on them twice and proclaiming their faith is not a God I will follow. So there are tweets out there from employees, and there's more I found too with F languages being used. So because you made the assertion that his behavior was bad in public, right? And if you're making that assertion, you know, then you can apply that same standard to other people who have used curse words or slurs on Twitter frequently when they're employed by you. So that's kind of the point about the double standard. If it's something internal where you can't talk about some performance thing, that's one other whole issue, which you're not going to talk about on a public space for sure. But there are employees for sure that you have and were working at you with you at the time that were saying expletives, slurs, and things of that nature. So that's the point about double standards. And if you're going to hold Gavin to the standard, he's tweeting too much, he's called someone fat or whatever. Okay, then but what about the tweet about Ashley Babbitt and the effing her death, pretty much?
I can't wait to hear his answer for this one. So you can't call Jenna Ellis, who's essentially turned on Trump to support DeSantis, you can't call her fat, but apparently you're okay to disrespect Ashley Babbitt after she was killed. That's okay apparently from the Babylon Bee. And this is where you create the problem. You create the problem when you draw a line in the sand. You are going to open up a can of worms. It's why I say Geeks and Gamers, the brand Geeks and Gamers has no opinion whatsoever. Not one single opinion. The brand has no opinion. The individuals that are part of it can have whatever opinion they want. They can have whatever opinion they want. But the brand itself has no opinion. Not my opinion, not someone else's. It has none. It's just there to share the opinions of others. And no one will apologize for their opinion. I don't give a shit what it is. Nobody here will ever be forced to apologize for anything. They can apologize if they personally want to apologize. I'm not going to tell them to apologize. Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Not caring much about that because Jantic is a big issue for me. So
yeah, I saw.
Seth, go ahead.
Can I reply really quick?
Yeah. No. I want you to reply. Take your time though, so you can say
sure. So, yeah, there have been. I saw a lot of screenshots. Some of the screenshots that were shared were of tweets that current employees of mine tweeted before they became employees of mine and before they were representing the Bee publicly. So that was one thing that I saw going on a lot. Some of the ones that you referenced were tweeted by people who do currently work for the Bee, and were tweeted while they do work for the Bee, and I do find that objectionable. You know, whether
fire them publicly?
it rises whether it rises to the level where they need to be let go is a determination that I have to make. But like I said before, I hate to have to repeat myself, but I said before, this was not about the fact that he used a curse word in a tweet. It goes way deeper than that. I mean,
Then why did you fire him publicly after he dropped the F-bomb in a tweet responding to a DeSantis person? Why was this not handled behind closed doors? Why did you not make the proper connection with him and your HR department said, hey, Gavin's a problem. We're probably going to have a meeting and go ahead and let him go and, you know, not really make a big hoopla of this. This dude is lying. He is lying right here, lying his fucking ass off.
This is a pattern of a person who spends his entire day attacking people online with vile and vulgar language and with the Babylon Bee in his bio. And it goes far above and beyond anything I've seen from other employees of mine. But there is a conversation to be had about how people with the Bee in their bio who work for the Bee represent themselves online. And we need to start having those conversations apparently internally.
So the question, but here's the thing too, because you said there's a long pattern of this. You know, you're kind of making a statement that Gavin's been on Twitter a lot and he's tweeting this stuff out. Like as an employer, like when you have a person that's doing this and you say there's a problem and it's going on for like a month or something, like shouldn't there be some internal discussion where you at least pull this? Maybe there was, maybe you can't confirm or deny or whatever if it's internal, but shouldn't you be able to pull them aside and say, hey, could you hold back on this, or hey, do this? And instead of saying that this is going on for a long time, if there were no internal discussions about this or anything like that, I think that it would be better to have those privately. And I understand that he made a tweet that kind of broke the camel's back in your I guess in your eyes about what referring to Christina, but still, like that tweet that was going on in that context, he was being kind of.
Did you hear how he responded when I said I didn't like him tweeting like that?
Yeah, I saw that response.
It's not like he responded in some way. And he actually at one point tweeted that I fired him for showing dignity, and I find that astonishing.
I mean, do you understand where he's coming from, though?
I mean, Seth, like from his perspective, though, he essentially is getting attacked. He's getting attacked in such a vile manner, actually, basically accusing him of being in cohorts with criminals or whatever it may be. He literally makes that comment in defense. I thought that's quite bland, actually.
Like I said, he spends his day attacking people. While I'm paying him instead of working, he's tweeting 250 times plus per day, attacking people with the Babylon Bee in his bio.
So why do you?
It's not even a question.
Why do you?
I should not be employing that. I don't want
himself though. Why didn't you fire him when he called Jenna fat? Why did you wait until he was defending himself against these accusations?
I don't see the relevance of that question. I decided I no longer wanted this person to be an employee of mine. So I fired him.
Can you name the people who are talking about other people who have done stuff like who have
I want to go back very quickly to the question of hold on. I want to go back for a second to this question.
Sorry, Seth.
Jesus, this is cringe beyond belief. Buford T. Justice. It's amazing how many so-called MAGA people have abandoned Trump for DeSantis at the drop of a hat. Keep in mind, DeSantis calls George Bush Sr. his role model. DeSantis is a warmonger just like Bush and just like Biden. It is crazy how quickly they have jumped ship. And I'm just telling you, I hope somebody's keeping up for all the people that have jumped ship on Trump. Jumped ship so quickly. Again, I'm not saying that you just have to blindly support Trump. You can criticize Trump. You can have your concerns. But there's still a big picture in mind. And at the end of the day, I just showed you the polls. Trump is dominating in all the polls. And so, but I hope people are keeping tabs on some of the snakes in the grass. Hayden for 50 says, Jeremy, we disagree on a few things, but I love the way you run your business. Seth messed up here and is hiding behind the Christian front face. You keep it real. That's all we ask. Much love, man. Hope we get to hang out more next time. Pool match. Hey, bring it on. Let's go, Hayden. I'm clearly one of the greatest pool players in the United States of America. If you disqualify all able-bodied people, then I'm definitely one of the best. But yes, 100%. And yeah, I mean, look at the and also Trump 2024, also Trump 2024 Lake or Trump Jr. for VP. I want Byron Donalds as VP. That's who I want. But yeah, I mean, That's why this whole thing to me was like, this whole thing with the Babylon Bee, I've never had a strong opinion one way or the other on the Babylon Bee. I guess overall I've had a positive opinion of them. I've liked a lot of the satire they've done. I've liked a lot of the jokes that they've done. I thought they were really good. But when this thing played out, I'm like, this is not the way a professional business person should be handling people like this. Why would you want to work for a person like this when this happens? And again, I've had a lot of stuff happen internally that we keep internal. I have a big following, and I have people that have worked with me and they didn't have a big following. Why would I trash these people even if they've done something wrong by me? I've never done that. And these are people that have went out there and said things about me too. And I've decided just to take the high road because it's not a good look. And this is a bad look for Seth Dillon.
I was trying to mute everybody else. Go ahead. Sorry, Seth. Unmute and then go ahead.
Yeah, I want to go back to this question of would I have done this if he was a DeSantis supporter? And nobody responded to my answer there. I said yes, I would have. The narrative that's out there, what everybody's trying to say is that we're on DeSantis's payroll. We're paid shills for DeSantis. We make jokes at Trump's expense, but not at DeSantis's. That's false. You can check our website. We make jokes at DeSantis' expense. I would have fired him if it was a Trump person that he was attacking from the DeSantis side. I don't care. This was not a political move. It had nothing to do with this person's politics, nothing whatsoever to do with that. It has to do with the fact that I don't like how he's comporting himself and conducting himself in the public eye with the B in his bio. And that's my decision. That's my decision alone to make.
Do you think this would have been?
I don't believe
this
him.
would have been maybe more, because it looks like this is a little bit of a PR nightmare right now too. If you could go back, do you wish you would have handled this privately, even if you did fire him on the spot? Do you think that would have been a better way to do it rather than have this firestorm? I'm assuming you didn't see that coming.
This has happened before with other people I've had to let go, and their behavior after they were let go only validated that the decision was right. So, and we came out stronger and better for it on the other end by not having them on the team. So
that's not what he asked.
No.
But Seth, do you understand from people's perspective, you basically fired him publicly in a specific context where he's defending himself? I understand if he was attacking someone, or you've got a zero policy, you're not allowed to say mean tweets. I
didn't look at I don't think the context matters. I think that the pattern of behavior was there, well established, and I'd had enough. I don't think the context matters.
But how does the context not matter? The context is everything. When you do something in a specific context, that's actually what matters. And in this context, he was essentially defending himself. If he was actually being violent in this context, being abusive proactively in this context, I think people would have been less shocked. But
I want you to go back and look at his 250 plus tweets he sent the day before. How many times was he defending himself versus insulting and attacking people with nasty violence?
Yeah, but you waited.
You tell me, Seth. You tell me, Seth. When you've gone through his tweets.
Yeah, guys, this is the shifting of the goalposts. It's 1 minute it's okay, you're working on behalf of DeSantis. Now you're nitpicking the context and whether he was defending himself. What's the real problem?
You said, you asked a question. You asked
people with nasty violence.
Yeah, but you waited.
You tell me, Seth.
Hang on,
Seth. When you've gone through his.
Yeah, he said how many? Right here.
How many times was he defending himself versus insulting and attacking people with nasty violence?
Yeah, but you waited.
You tell me, Seth.
You tell us, Seth. How many?
You tell me, Seth. When you've gone through his tweets.
Guys, this is the shifting of the goalposts. It's 1 minute it's okay, you're working on behalf of DeSantis. Now you're nitpicking the context and whether he was defending himself. What's the real problem? What's the real focus on one problem and stick to it?
Seth, do you remember saying if you're afraid you might get fired for speaking your mind, the solution is to speak your mind anyway? If no one is willing to take that risk, nothing is going to change. Yes, I realize this is easier said than done. Courage is always more difficult than cowardice. That goes without saying. Do you remember tweeting that?
Yes, I do. And I still believe that that's an awesome tweet. Very brilliant.
Yeah, I do too. I agree. And that's why you've gained so much support, and your being banned and censored by, old Twitter was a big reason why you guys gained so much support.
Do you think that based on what I've described?
I'm not done speaking, Seth, just a moment.
Yeah.
Also, Trump and his support for you guys. I guess that's why we're all a little bit blindsided by the way you've handled this situation and censored one of your employees who is, an outspoken Trump supporter while defending, a DeSantis campaign manager and also documentation of you guys accepting money from DeSantis.
I already said this is not about Trump DeSantis. Why are you going back to that?
Can I try?
Well, because
Yes,
you did
so
say if
so
you're
let
afraid
me
you
address
might
the
get
tweet.
fired for speaking your mind, the solution is to speak your mind anyway. And is that not what
Right.
Gavin did?
No, it's not what Gavin did. Gavin was a jerk all day long while I was paying him to do work for me. He was tweeting. I was paying him to
This is
tweet
so
mean things to
bad.
people while representing the Babylon Bee.
This is so
Yeah,
bad.
That is
you
not the
chose
same as
to
just saying.
fire
That is not the
him
same
so
as
he
just
could
speaking your
defend
mind.
himself. That's what you're not
I
owning up to the fact. If somebody's
I would
gonna
never fire
accuse-
somebody for
if
sharing it.
somebody accused you of something that you didn't do, and they did it publicly on a social media platform that is now dubbed the new public forum. Like if somebody was accusing you of stuff, are you not going to get defensive and snap back? And to Dr. Gorka's point, like if this is all stemming from Miles Glow, who's still innocent until proven guilty, then he has every right anyway to defend himself. You know, and it's just sort of like you
Well, you
can
should,
say,
as a good employer, defend your employee as well. Sorry, Heather. I just want to add that in there. As a good employer, you would defend your employee for being falsely accused.
He is. They fired him for mean tweets. Holy shit.
As well.
Let Seth answer. So Seth, go ahead.
So a couple of things. On the quote again, this idea that I'm contradicting myself because I'm saying that people should be able to speak freely and you should do it anyway, even if it means you might pay a price, you might get fired, whatever. I'm talking about expressing yourself. I'm talking about sharing your opinions. I've never have and never will fire someone for expressing an opinion that I don't like. That's not what happened here. So you can try to put it in those terms. You can try to say that, oh well, I'm a DeSantis guy. Those are your words, not mine. I'm a DeSantis guy, and he's a Trump guy, and I don't like that he's going after DeSantis people. He's speaking his mind. I don't want him to be able to do that, so I'm going to censor him. First of all, I didn't take away his voice. He's still tweeting. He's not censored. He's speaking more now than ever. He's tweeting even more than he did while I was paying him to work. So he still has his voice. His voice hasn't been taken away in any way. And so, it's just ridiculous to suggest that I've censored him. I've simply said, look, I don't want you representing our company anymore. You're a jerk online. You say mean things to people. You use bad language when doing it. And I don't want you representing the Bee anymore. And I can't emphasize enough that that's the reason that this happened.
So
I mean, let me just ask Tara. Tara, like,
does anybody here think that that's reasonable, or no? It's like,
I mean,
is this
Seth,
is this just a cult crowd?
No, Seth. I think it's reasonable.
He called everybody a cult because they're not agreeing with him. Holy fuck, man. I have not heard all of this. So just hearing his leftist logic come out. First of all, he brought up, he called the woman fat. He's being mean to women. He's sending mean tweets out. Oh, you guys don't agree with me? You're just in a cult. Holy shit. This is insane. This is insane.
Like to chime in.
I think it's reasonable to essentially have a policy, being a Christian organization or a monotheistic organization, to have nobody who basically is disrespecting people, swearing online. Like I respect those perspectives and ideologies. Like that's brilliant. Where I guess what the question comes.
My problem is I don't have a problem if this dude, if Seth Dillon, if he saw someone that was representing his company and that person wasn't doing a good job of representing his company and he felt that, hey, we need to, part ways with this person. If he handled this privately and then I hear about it 2 weeks later where this guy's like, oh, Seth Dillon fired me for all this. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's his right as an employer. Like he can, if he feels he needs to fire you, there's really nothing wrong with that. I may not agree with it. I may disagree. I may think that that's kind of a weak move or whatever. It's the way he did it. It's the fact that you did it publicly. You said that you don't want someone representing you this way publicly on Twitter. So you decide to publicly fire him, which is far worse than anything you claim he did publicly by publicly firing him. You have hurt your company. You have hurt your image. You have hurt your reputation. You have opened yourself up to a massive amount of questions, all in the name of he shouldn't have done this representing my company, but you did it on a public platform that has been far more detrimental to your company. Unbelievable.
Comes now that now you fight this guy for essentially doing that. Are you going to be consistent now? So if any one of your employees acts in a similar manner, and I guess the similar manner is going to be because I guess your argument is the volume is the thing that made him get fired and not the specific.
I would say the spirit much more than the volume, the spirit much more than a specific word. You know, I've sure employees of mine have said shit before. I didn't fire them for that. I said it just now. You know, that's not hypocrisy. The spirit of it much more. Like I said, he spent his whole day while on payroll attacking people in a mean-spirited manner, and I don't like that. So, and no, none of my other employees do that. And if one of them does, we'll have an issue.
So when Morgan tweets out, this is her tweet from Jan 6, 2022, and when she was an employee at the time, and she's still there, I believe. I don't give a F about her. She was warned many a time not to proceed forward or she would be shot. Talking about Ashley Babbitt. What's the Babylon B's take on Jan 6 and all of that? That tweet is, I think, extremely mean-spirited. And I don't want people to be fired for tweets. I don't want that. But if we're playing the same, if it's the volume, okay, then it's the volume. We're saying it's the spirit of tweets. So there are tweets out there like that one and other ones from that account that are mean-spirited, and they say F off to people. You want anything about me, F off. I've looked through, and the point is, if it's a mean-spirited thing, then okay, we can go through and look through.
Yeah, I don't like that. And employees of the B who have the B in their bio shouldn't be speaking that way. She has the right to her opinion. I think she has the right to her opinion. I don't think that she should be either vulgar or attacking people all day long while they're supposed to be working. An occasional tweet that uses profanity, like in my case where I was quoting someone who used profanity, to try to bring that up as an example of how, you know, I'm guilty of the same thing that Gavin was doing is kind of absurd. I don't mind if my employees are in debates with other people. I don't mind if they sarcastically or flippantly troll other people. We do that a lot. It's fun and entertaining. It isn't always done with a mean spirit. But
attacking a woman who died and can't defend herself is pretty disgusting behavior, in my opinion.
Who did that? I'm sorry.
So Morgan, I have the receipt here. I'm reading this directly from the thread.
So wait, are you guys saying that I should be saying I should censor and fire all of my employees?
No! Holy fuck!
Consistency, Seth.
What I'm saying.
Can I read a tweet?
Let me just one second, guys. 1 second. Also, I think you've got a question, and then I'm gonna go for it. Also.
Yeah, no. So I think Just Seth, just understand. This is Babylon B is your company, correct? It is a private company that that is yours, and you control who you hire or fire, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I just find it that this whole conversation from people who are all about private business and flipping out. I mean, Seth, as the owner, said this person, because of my opinions, crossed the line that represent negatively my company. As such, that person no longer works, and it's a private company. And if Seth wakes up one day and says, "I want to be insulting everybody," or not, I mean, it's his company.
And I think this comes down to, it's a good point. I think this comes down to politics here. It's, if I had fired someone who is a DeSantis supporter for being vulgar towards some Trump campaign person, everybody that's objecting right now would be cheering me on. And everybody here knows it.
So
We're
not asserting that. We're not asserting this. The point is,
not even close.
We're not disputing the fact you're a private company. You're the boss. You can do whatever you want.
You all know it, guys. You all know it.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God,
disputing
dude.
the fact that you can go and fire an employee. I don't think anyone here is saying you cannot physically do that. You legally are able to most of the time. There are exceptions, of course. But the point is, if you're saying that the mean-spirited tweets are what got Gavin fired, what's more mean-spirited than saying I don't give an F about Ashley Babbitt, who is in Jan 6, like that?
Can I hate cheat?
You guys are assuming that I've seen all of these tweets that you're bringing up. I don't comb through and dig through and monitor and police my employees' tweets.
No one's assuming. That's why we're informing you.
The point here is that you have you had to look for tweets from other people. I think this is the point that Seth's making. You have to look for individual one-off tweets from other people, whereas what Seth was observing was like a consistent daily pattern of behavior, and that was the problem, because you didn't know about what you were talking about
and I'm not excusing vulgarity on other people's behalf. Look, if other people are engaging in that kind of rhetoric online with a B in their bio, then I've got a problem with that too. So there are some conversations that need to be had there, sure, but not to anywhere near the extent that we had with this person.
Wait. The whole.
I mean, let me ask a Trump like Tara. Tara, you obviously most likely believe that the reason why the firing occurred is because Babylon B has some kind of relationship with Ron DeSantis. I mean, am I right to think that that's your feeling? Right. Okay. So what is
what relationship? What relationship do we have?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So Tara, what relationship do they have?
In your imagination, what relationship do we have?
Well, there's documentation, and you just admitted live that you've received money from DeSantis. So there's that. Has Trump given you guys any money in the past or ever?
I told Trump that he could one up DeSantis by spending twice as much with us, and I would welcome that.
That's not an answer.
Maybe you would have kept his supporters on your payroll, but it does seem that there is a railroading going on. There's a definite, support for DeSantis, and if you don't, you're basically going to be, pushed out and gaslit and told that you're mean tweeting.
That's your imagination.
Let me finish speaking, please. But
yeah, don't interrupt a woman, Seth.
I've searched Gavin's tweets. He doesn't do that. You claim that he does all these things. Gavin's not even here to defend himself, which I would appreciate if he was invited.
He was invited.
Okay, great. So it would be awesome if he would come in and actually have a platform to defend himself and his good name. Good. Yeah, I think that he should come in and have the opportunity to do that. So yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm here, and the accusation is that I'm working with DeSantis. I'm on his payroll. Yes, he rented our lists in 2021. I would love for any candidates to, if he becomes the nominee or Trump becomes the nominee, I hope they spend money with us and reach more people through our audience. We need to defeat Biden in this next election. So I would welcome that money, not just because it's profitable, but because it goes towards an important, impactful cause. It went towards one when DeSantis was running as a governor.
Tweets that Gavin.
Hold on. Can I say one thing? I'm trying.
No. I'm gonna let Seth finish. Sorry, I'm not gonna keep interrupting. Go ahead, Seth.
I'm not sure what I was saying. I guess I was speaking to the spend, the budget. It's Governor DeSantis was renting our lists while running his campaign for re-election. And so I don't know why that's a problem when it's with the Babylon Bee. Why is it a problem? Why does that suddenly mean that we're compromised? It doesn't mean, as some have tried to imply, that we make jokes at Trump's expense but not his. But it just means that we send emails on his behalf. That's all that means. And those the dates were cut off of that.
DeSantis' expense are coddling. You're literally coddling him. They're not even funny. It's like you're feeling sorry for the guy, which I mean, I do too at this point, but it doesn't seem like you're actually, picking at him like you guys do with Trump now, which you didn't before when you had all of his support. So
does anyone else here think it's wild how worked up you all are? We're a satire site. We make jokes on the internet.
I just want to
So why would you do?
You guys are taking everything so seriously.
Yeah, I have a question.
We are. You fired your employee.
Jesus Christ. This is so bad. This is so fucking bad. He just accused everybody else of taking things seriously when he said he fired someone for calling a woman fat. Jesus.
So we're going to look out for him. I stand with Gavin Wax.
Yeah, I have a question, Seth.
We're going to look
seriously.
Yeah, I have a question.
We are. You fired your
employee in Congress if he needs it. So we're going to look out for him. I stand with Gavin Wax.
Yeah, I have a question, Seth. Can I ask a quick question? Because Joel actually, Joel sent me a tweet that Seth had made right after January 6th, where Seth had actually said the MAGA assault on the Capitol and the left's assault on free speech are both bad. Then in this very space, Seth, you also mentioned the word cult and said basically anybody questioning you, are you part of some cult? Do you think MAGA is a cult? And do you believe that J6
It's clearly not what he said.
No, it was actually. Well, let him answer the question. Do you think MAGA is a cult, and do you believe the assault on the Capitol was orchestrated by Trump supporters and not by crooked January 6th police and other people on the inside?
I don't think that MAGA as a whole is a cult. No, I think that there are people in both the DeSantis and Trump camps right now who are really nasty to the other side and are looking for any way that they can to attack them and belittle them. There are people who, if there's anything that you do, it's happening right now in this conversation, anything that you do that could possibly be perceived as support for DeSantis or not support for Trump means you must be attacked. You must be silenced. Everyone must unfollow you. I've been tagged in 1,000 posts today from people saying that they need to unfollow the B because I'm a desimp. I'm a desimp. Well, that is just people acting in lockstep for political reasons without using their heads and thinking or asking any critical questions. Fortunately, there's a conversation that's being had right now, and I've been given a floor to talk and respond to some of this, which I appreciate. Thank you. But yeah, I think that there's crazies on all sides, both on the left and the right.
Yes, you are correct. Solid state citizen. That is a bitch ass answer. That is a bitch ass answer. And I'm tired of bitch ass answers. Let me answer the question like Seth Dillon should have answered if he had a pair of fucking balls. No, MAGA is not a cult. In fact, MAGA is made up of some of the best people in this country. They will work their ass off and they will have your back in almost any scenario whatsoever, as long as you don't screw them over. We're talking about the best of Americans. And yes, there are some really decent people among DeSantis supporters, but the majority of the voices on the DeSantis side are turncoats, people that have stabbed Donald Trump in the back. And they are the one pushing the narrative behind the DeSantis move right now. They are the ones that represent the DeSantis movement. And the DeSantis movement is being utilized by people that never cared about Donald Trump in the first place. They only grifted off of him because they were wrong in 2016 and they had egg on their faces, so they had to bend the knee. And now DeSantis is their new shining, knight in shining armor. So now they're doing literally anything they can because they're so fucking desperate for Trump to be replaced, and they understand that it is a massive mountain to climb. They know that DeSantis can't beat Trump head to head, so they are spreading all of this false information to try and make Trump look bad. And we have enough of that bullshit from the Democrats. We don't need people within our own party doing it. But MAGA represents the best of the United States of America. Boom.
There are people who act without thinking. There are people who are really nasty and unfair. This is politics. Unfortunately, politics is dirty. I would hope that Christians, people self-professed Christians, wouldn't behave that way and get into all of that with all the personal insults and the nastiness and the name calling. But it happens, and everything is treated as a betrayal. There are a lot of people in the Trump camp who will treat anything as a betrayal. I see a lot of them here listening. Some of them are listed as speakers. And it's not right. It's not right. People are free in this country to support and vote for whoever they want to.
He's talking about Sebastian Gorka. He's talking about Sebastian Gorka. Get him, Sebastian.
And that's exactly proving my point.
So do you think J6 was a MAGA assault on the Capitol?
Heather, I would like to let me in real quick. Seth probably just directed a comment at me, and I've had nothing but a good relationship with Seth each time.
That's true.
We've met. I think you're a solid guy, and I'm going to give you the benefit and the doubt that you're not on DeSantis's payroll. Obviously, you've done business with him in the past, but there's people on DeSantis's team, such as Max Nordau, who make it their job to dox, troll, and harass anybody that is.
Wait, hold on. Correction. I don't work for DeSantis.
So
hold on,
Max,
I need you to no, AB. I need you to retract what you just said. I don't work for him. I received no money from him.
Are you going to retract what you said about Gavin that sparked this entire thing, Max? Are you going to retract that? Why should he have to retract what he just said?
What did I say that was incorrect?
Okay, please, Max, can you let the adult speak?
No.
Anyway,
you retract what you said. You just lied about me. No.
So Max,
retract what you
Max,
said. You lied.
I
you said
sympathize.
You said I work for DeSantis.
I sympathize with Seth to an extent.
You like to.
Okay, yeah, we can't have people talking over each other here. I'm gonna let Alex finish. I will let you defend yourself, Max, but I gotta let Alex finish. Go ahead, Alex.
Thank you, Nick. But I do sympathize with Seth with the screenshot of the crop payment dates. Team DeSantis likes to throw out this screenshot that I was paid $35,000 by Save America PAC in 2022 for projects related to different midterm election races. Had nothing to do with 2024, but Team DeSantis calls me the $35,000 man. In reality, they should be calling me the $3,500 man because after expenses and profit margin, it was only 10% in profit margin off of Save America PAC. So I've never been paid by President Trump to support him. That's a dishonest talking point that comes from the DeSantis camp. And Seth, I know that you're friends with Jenna. I think that you've privately expressed your distaste for some of the comments that I've made towards your friend Jenna, to mutual friends of ours, and you ultimately unfollowed me on Twitter because of that. But Jenna has been spreading vicious lies about Trump supporters for many months as well, and she goes unchecked. And so for about a year and a half, DeSantis had this influencer army that was lying about Trump, attacking the MAGA movement, and about 7 months ago, Trump supporters started fighting back, and people don't like it anymore. And so,
yes,
I think Gavin Wax is a good guy. I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt. And Seth, knowing you, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt as well. But it would be a lot more believable that this wasn't related to politics if Team DeSantis hasn't spent the last many months calling people's employers, flagging tweets of random people to their employers, calling clients, including clients of mine, encouraging them to end business relationships with me. And so the way that Team DeSantis acts is in a very mob-like fashion. And so, it's very disappointing that you're in the middle of this now, that Gavin's in the middle of this now. I think this could all be avoided if Team DeSantis wasn't so nasty.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just respond really quickly. I mean, Alex, you and I have only ever had positive interaction. I don't think we've ever had a negative interaction. So I agree with that. I don't like seeing a lot of this stuff, this constant fighting, the accusations all day long, the political infighting that's going on from one side, lobbing bombs over at the other.
I'll be honest. I only meant to listen to just about a little snippet of this. It's just, it's Seth Dillon is just falling apart before our very eyes, and I can't stop. I can't stop listening to it, and I see you guys are still enjoying it. So this is wild stuff, man.
If I unfollowed you, it's because I just don't like seeing that all day long. I could have muted you, I guess, but I don't like that. I didn't like it when Gavin was doing it either. I mean, ultimately what it comes down to is, this idea that DeSantis team has this mob mentality, whatever. The Trump side has that too. You guys do that too. You guys, it happens to me. I'm on the receiver. You said you empathize with me. Well, it's happening to me too. It's not right when anybody does it on either side. I don't condone it on either side. Jenna doesn't work for me. I wasn't defending Jenna in any of those comments. I was addressing the behavior of a specific person. So it's the conversation about. Sorry, I got dogs coming out here. The conversation around which side is worse is not interesting to me. I voted for Trump multiple times. The country was better off when he was running it. I'm good friends with people in the Trump family. And so, this idea that I view MAGA as a whole as a cult and I'm on DeSantis's team is it's just silly. I'm not bought and paid by DeSantis. I don't know why this is such this whole like I said before, the Babylon Bee is a satire site. We make jokes at everyone's expense. This idea that we're really hands off with DeSantis, but we go really hard on Trump. Like Trump is a fun guy to make jokes about, and he's always had a good spirit about it. We've been friends with the Trump family for a long time, and he's loved the Babylon Bee for a long time. So
he called the Babylon Bee out for taking money from DeSantis
Trump or his family or his team at all. I'm talking about the behavior of specific individuals.
So
there are documents claiming that you get paid.
1 second, Tara. Just to clarify, we have asked Gavin, because someone mentioned it earlier, we have asked him to come on. We actually invited him before we even invited Seth. He said he's going to try and come on, so he has been given the opportunity to give his side, and it's up to him if he wants to turn up or not.
I don't know that it would be appropriate for he and I to be going head to head in here. So
oh my God, you fucking made this a public thing, and now you're bitching out because he might come in there. What a pathetic. This is a legendary beard of shame tonight. This is going to be this is the easiest beard of shame we've ever given away. You fucking did this. You did this. Gee, oh my God.
When he gets on, I can get off and he can say his piece.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask really quick in regard to the payments that you received from DeSantis. There are documents that Laura Loomer has shared saying that it was more than just a list rental, that it was that you were being paid for consulting and speech/joke writing. Can you confirm or deny that?
You're talking about Laura Loomer? Is that what you said?
I'm talking about, more importantly, I'm talking about the payments that were received from Ron DeSantis. You claim it was just for list rentals, but she claims that you told her via text message, and there's documentation here that it was more than that. It was also payment from DeSantis's PAC for consulting and speech/joke writing.
Speak up, Seth. We can't hear you.
Yeah, well, for one thing, I don't think you should listen to anything that Laura Loomer says.
Shooting the
So
messenger.
can you confirm or deny if that's true, or are you going to pass?
The payments that everybody is sharing, those are from 2021 and they're list rental payments. Everybody cropped off the dates and is trying to sell a narrative, and we are not being paid by DeSantis.
Bring it back because
Dodged the question.
Yes, he did. This is why they have satellite companies that will work, through the campaign or whatever. So then the satellite, that's kind of like 2 or 3 steps removed, they'll pay. So you can legally answer or like truthfully answer that we're not being paid by the DeSantis campaign. We're being paid by X company or that company. But that's how this goes. That's how this goes. And again, just to be clear, there ain't nothing inherently wrong with it until you start lying about it, and then you start firing people for having a different opinion. You can take money from whoever you fucking want to. I don't give a shit. That's not my business. But when you have been compromised to the level where you're publicly firing people that have a different opinion than you.
Yeah. So we'll go. Go ahead, and then I'm going to go to all sorts after that.
Okay, yeah, because the recovery points that were being made before about what we were saying and insinuating. You said before it's not about the volume. You said it's about the spirit of things, and then later on you said you had a pattern of doing it. So like I'm kind of unclear if it's like a pattern or not, because you've said he was tweeting on your, you're paying him to tweet mean things, and then you said before that it's just the spirit of the tweets were the issue that was going on. Did you poll Messiah at any point before this and say, could you lay off the mean-spirited tweets? And I guess the other questions too, it's more so about Jan 6, because there are tweets from that one tweet talking about that the person doesn't give an F about Ashley Babbitt being shot. And that I think is the most mean-spirited thing ever. And I'm not saying that you have any knowledge of all the tweets your employees do. I'm not saying that you have you go through every single employee's Twitter and you read every single reply and quote tweet and like that they do. But now that you're aware of it, what do you think that's like mean-spirited? And what are your thoughts about that?
I think he left as soon as Laura entered the chat.
He left as
I think Laura Loomer has a tendency to scare
he
people.
left as soon as I entered the chat, because that's what happens when you talk shit and then everybody blows my phone up. So if you're gonna talk shit about me in Twitter space, you better be able to, have the balls to stay on so I can confront you head on. You know what I'm gonna do tonight when I get home, because I'm out right now? I'm gonna post all of the text messages that I have from Seth Dillon where he was blowing me up, acting like such a nice Christian boy. By the way, why is he pretending to be Christian when he's Jewish? I have all the screenshots of him saying that he's an Ashkenazi Jew, yet he pretends like Babylon B is a Christian site.
Loomer coming in hot.
We are not going to go into that.
Why not? He's a liar.
Why not?
He's a liar. He's pretending to be a Christian, and he has posts that he says he's Jewish. It's Babylon Be a Christian site, like they tell all their donors, like a satirical Christian site. Why is he LARPing? Just like he pretends that he's so pro free speech and that everybody should have the right to, say what they want to say, but then he's going to fire somebody for criticizing DeSantis. He lost his shit. I was in California at the time when I broke the story about him receiving money from DeSantis, and I woke up and I had text messages at 3:00 in the morning, like, fuck you. You're not a fucking journalist. You fucking
Yeah,
bitch.
but Laura, let me ask you real quick. So we do have Seth Dillon back real quick, and I will
Seth
let you
is
address
back.
your concerns here. I would rather,
Well,
you know, but I do want to ask you, like, is it?
I'm glad that he finally grew a pair of balls to come back and face me head on. Because if he's gonna talk about me directly, then he should face me.
All right, Laura,
I've
just added Seth back, so
we're not gonna do the ad hominem.
I give Seth a chance to defend himself because he went.
I mean, look, I Laura Loomer, I think she does a lot of good. She also does a lot of harm. Like her going after Matt Gaetz the other day, I thought, like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know much about Laura Loomer. What I do know is that Laura Loomer is a true MAGA Trump supporter. I think she does. Sometimes she is like out there. You know what I mean? She is out there sometimes, but she don't give a fuck. I know that much about her, and this is hilarious.
Go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, sorry guys, I have a pretty bad connection, and I'm about to be heading into a dinner, so I can't stay much longer. But I wasn't bringing up Laura Loomer. Someone asked me about her, and I don't know what I missed.
You said that nobody should listen to anything I said.
You said no one should listen to anything Laura Loomer
Yes,
said.
you
I mean,
did.
it looks
But
like
we're not going to do ad
Yes,
it looks like President Trump. It looks like President Trump listened to what I
Well,
said.
I think
right?
Laura,
Because
I think
he even posted the receipts that I exposed. Right? It looks like President Trump listened. Meanwhile,
Was
you
that
were
after-
trying to stab him in the back when you were having dinner with him while not disclosing the fact that you were on DeSantis' payroll. I mean, why don't you talk about that?
was that before or after he unhired you?
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh wow!
I don't know. I'm not sure what
I thought we were going to do ad hominem attacks.
I'm not sure.
That was a pathetic response. That was a pathetic response. Holy shit.
What I'm responding to,
President Trump never unhired me. He hired me in his office, and then disloyal leakers and staffers decided to run to the New York Times to plant a hit piece about me. So I don't know, like what, like you're trying to like celebrate cancel culture and hit pieces by Maggie Haberman. Is that what you want to talk about, Seth? Because as far as I know, like I'm incredibly loyal and effective in my support for President Trump, and you know,
yes, she is.
I think I'm the person who he ended up getting those expenditure reports from that show that you received over $21,000 from DeSantis. And then you photographed yourself at Mar-a-Lago with President Trump in an effort to make it seem like you're a Trump supporter. And then what, you're just not going to tell President Trump in his own home that you're working for DeSantis? So yeah, make fun of me all you want, but I sleep well at night knowing that at least I have my integrity and my loyalty.
I mean, Seth, go ahead, respond.
I'm not sure what there is to respond to. I mean, Laura's one of the people that I was talking about before, where all day long, all she does is talk about how she's loyal Loomer, she's loyal to Trump, she attacks anybody that she thinks is not in Trump's camp.
Respectable.
She's hostile and she's nasty, and I don't follow her for the same reason I don't follow some other people who do the same thing.
I'm not hostile and nasty. I'm just factual.
So Laura, one second, guys. I just want to ask something to Seth, which you mentioned, and I do think you need a chance to respond to it. One of the things Laura said when you dropped was that essentially you are not a Christian. You're basically using it as a grift to be able to get donations. You're actually Jewish, and so this is a lot of it's a scam. So I think you do need a chance to respond because this is a major space, like hundreds of thousands of people, maybe 400,000
I think that
people,
says a lot more about her than me. On my mother's side, my mother's Ashkenazi Jewish. I'm like 60-something% Ashkenazi. So by blood, I'm Jewish. According to Jewish people, I'm Jewish. But I'm a Christian. I believe that Jesus Christ came and died for our sins and rose from the dead and paid the price for them that we can't pay ourselves. And for that reason, I have saving faith in Jesus Christ as my savior. I don't know why she would attack my religion. I don't know why that's relevant to anything.
I'm not attacking your religion. I'm just reading your direct tweets from Twitter. I just said it's really interesting how he says he's a Christian, but I'm looking at your tweets right now. Like I just wanted you to clarify. I mean, if you converted, then that's your choice. I have no criticism for that.
What does this have to do with Gavin and the topic of this forum? Who's running the forum?
No, I was just pointing it out.
What did my tweets say that's inconsistent with my Christianity? I said I'm Jewish. I mean, I'm Jesus was Jewish. The Apostle Paul, who wrote half the New Testament, was Jewish.
Are you a messianic?
This is really sleazy.
It's not relevant. This look. The only reason I brought it up was just to give Seth a chance because it would have made his organization look really bad, and so he had a chance to basically correct.
Is it bad if I'm Jewish?
No, that's
No,
not bad.
I'm
But
Jewish.
if
I don't have
she
a
made the
problem with it.
accusation,
I'm
I mean,
Jewish
she's Jewish as
myself.
well.
I just think it's
She
interesting
made the
because
accusation that you were grifting. You see, so
no,
that's why.
because
That's
you know
awful.
Babylon.
What a sleazy
No,
thing.
because
God.
Babylon B is constantly talking about how it's a Christian site and you don't use profanity. And one of the things that people were
So a Jew can't work there? Are you saying a Jew can't work at a Christian
that's not
company?
what I said. That's not what I said. I
What are
said
you
that
So what are you?
Gavin Wax is Jewish from what I understand. So my point is I just think that Babylon B presents itself in a way that really isn't consistent with like the brand you guys are trying to sell. Like whether
And how is that? How do we present
And,
ourselves?
okay, so today, so you said in response to Gavin, right? You said, "Oh, that's really not acceptable. You can take the B out of your account now." And then I'll just read you one of your other tweets, since I'll pull it up for you, and you can see how
I need some popcorn, man.
this is. You constantly talked about censorship and the woke virus and how people shouldn't be banned. You said in a tweet posted on August.
Yeah, we already went over this. We went over this
2020,
before you joined.
If you're afraid you might get fired for speaking your mind, the solution is to speak your mind anyway. If no one is willing to take that risk, nothing is going to change.
Yes, and I don't know what that has to do with my Jewish heritage or my Christian faith or the firing of Gavin, who was fired for his
I'm
conduct.
not criticizing you for being Jewish. I'm Jewish myself. So that's you're trying to play victim card right now when I simply pointed out the fact that you said you're a Christian, but then I read your post that said you're Jewish. So I was just wondering which one was it?
Laura, can I ask you a
guys,
question?
what's going on? Is anyone else confused?
Yeah. So actually, Laura, I actually want to
Yeah.
ask a question. Let me ask this question to.
Go ahead. Okay, so the issue is this. I mean, it's irrelevant.
I just want to point out, okay, these are professionals in their industry, and we have a more respectable conversation on Friday Night Tights talking about nerd culture shit. This is insane. There's no direction. There's no leadership. There's no structure. There's no organization whatsoever. And Seth is begging them for help. What the fuck is going on? Oh my God.
Relevant. I mean, the only reason I brought it to Seth was just so you had a chance to clarify. One second.
Yeah, we really don't need to talk about it more. I just simply
that's not relevant. Laura, the bit. One second, Laura. 1 second. We've covered some of those texts you said. So if you've got something different to essentially ask in terms of,
just so she can hear my response to the inconsistency. Laura, let me respond.
I came on to defend myself because people said that you shouldn't listen to anything that Laura says. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm the one that broke the story about your expenditure reports. So I broke the story in February. So this isn't really new information. Like I said, there are several news publications that picked up the fact that, I reported on it, and then President Trump even posted it on Truth Social. So I think that I have a right to comment on this, since you were talking about me and said that people shouldn't take anything that I said seriously. I'm the one that dug up those expenditure reports.
Okay, let me respond. Let me respond to a couple of things really quick. So the inconsistency was already dealt with. This is not an issue where someone gave an opinion and I didn't like their opinion, so I fired them. This is an issue of a repeated pattern of conduct that, I don't want somebody who is behaving that way representing my company with our name in their bio. I don't know what that has to do with my Jewishness or my Christianness or whatever point was trying to be made there, but that's ridiculous. As far as DeSantis goes. Okay, let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let him finish, Laura.
Yeah,
Laura,
you
need to let him finish, because then you both.
Yeah, you're trying to find inconsistency where there is none. There's such a thing as a Jewish Christian. Okay, deal with it. Now the other thing, this issue with DeSantis, I was recently at I was asked to speak at a press conference for DeSantis. He was announcing his digital Bill of Rights, and he asked me to speak about our experience with censorship, and I gladly did that. I'm happy to coordinate with my governor. I think he's a great governor. I like DeSantis a lot. I think he does a great job here in Florida. I think that most of the attacks that are lobbed at him from Trump's side are off base. And I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's done a great job here. So I've been proud to work with him in whatever capacity I've been able to. Same with Trump. When Trump invited me to Mar-a-Lago, I was honored. It was one of the greatest nights of my life, getting to go there and have dinner with him. That was so unbelievably cool. And I proudly posted a picture of it. And I proudly posted that I was with DeSantis. I'm not ashamed to be affiliated with either of them. And I think it's insane that everybody acts like you're betraying one or the other of them by liking either or the other one of them. It's just absolute mad.
I I'm very proud of the following I have, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be here on YouTube, whatever. I have been very adamant about my stance on where I am on the Trump DeSantis situation. All right. I've been very adamant about it. You guys saw the last CobraCast, I believe we had, and I've mentioned a couple of them, GJJ, Scott McKenzie, and there's a few others that are very much in the pro DeSantis camp, and they have expressed their, you know, their concerns with me and their you know, how they feel about the situation. And I've been like, yeah, hey, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate that you guys have your own take on it. You don't have to agree with everything I have to say on this. This is a pretty divided topic in a lot of different circles. I think we're pretty MAGA heavy here at CobraCast for sure, but I'm okay with you having a different opinion. And I don't cry when people have a different opinion. Why is Seth crying like a little girl? And people have different opinions. Yes, be a fucking man and deal with it. That's what it's all about. Be a fucking man and deal with it. Other people are going to have different opinions than you, Seth. You don't have to cry like a little girl every time. I'm 100% okay with people in my chat having a different take on this than me. And the people that have a different take than me, but yet still want to support me, they are built from the same cloth as me, where they don't need me to repeat every little word to them for them to feel safe and secure. And Seth wants his little echo chamber. That's what he wants. People are mean to me if I don't support one or the other. Fuck.
Madness. You guys are crazy. And I'll make fun of you on the Babylon B for it.
I was trying to you laugh. I was trying to you laugh before I was able to ask or finish the question. The issue goes, before you said that it was not a volume issue of tweets, but because someone was mean-spirited. And now you're saying it was because of the volume, but you referred to in the past of a pattern of it. So you said before that's not the volume, but now you're saying it was the pattern for it. And the other point also was, they were talking about mean-spirited things. No one here is claiming that you read every single employee tweet and every single employee reply and every single employee retweet and quote tweet or whatever they do. We're not asserting that, but what we're talking about though is when we have examples of this that we bring up and show you, that's kind of how we want you to respond.
Guys, okay, nobody here cares whether I'm consistent in enforcing our employee rule book. What you guys care about is whether or not somebody you can find an excuse to smear somebody as pro DeSantis and tear them down. And that's ultimately why everyone's up in a frenzy about this. It's why you've got all these people who are like, I'm with Gavin, I'm with Gavin. This was a personnel matter. I made the right call. I don't regret that I did it. I'd do it again. And it was about behavior. It was a recurring pattern of behavior that I didn't like associated with our brand. And that's my decision to make. And that's the end of the conversation. Like, you guys can have your feelings about it if you want to. We're a satire site. We're going to make fun of everybody. We're going to continue to poke fun at DeSantis. We're going to continue to poke fun at Trump. If any of them want to pay us for list rentals, great, we'll take it. I'll take twice as much from Trump as I took from DeSantis.
But it's not a list rental, Seth. Like, you even told me in the text message that you're a consultant for DeSantis. I have those text messages. You said you could consider us speechwriters for DeSantis. We help him find funny angles. So you're trying to tell people that this is about list rentals when you actually said that you are a speechwriter for him. So what is it? Are you a speechwriter or are they list rentals?
Yeah, so we had a non-confidentiality agreement with and I had an off-the-record conversation with you that you leaked.
It actually was never off the record. I have the entire
It was. I asked if you were speaking to me as a journalist or not. So I was trying to determine if we were on the record or not. You did not.
I said yes. It's in the text, but whatever. Everybody's going to see the truth when I post them later. It's fine.
Oh,
you better not post our text, Laura. That's unbelievable.
I can post them. I can post the text messages. They're not confidential text messages. Like, people deserve to see it. If you're being honest, you shouldn't care about people seeing the text messages. But you're not being honest.
I am being honest. I think it's wrong for you to have leaked the conversation in the first place when I asked if you were engaging me as a journalist or as a friend who had questions.
I
asked you that question.
As a journalist. We're not friends. We're not
Can
friends.
I say, I think it's really awesome though that Seth is at least up here taking these Q&As. I give him credit for that. You should give your boy Ron some notes because I heard he likes to read from scripts.
I think transparency is good. I don't think that anybody should. I've gotten plenty of text messages from people. I can make them look bad if I leak them. I don't think that anybody should be doing that. But I also don't think that conversation should have been made public in the first place. as far as
I'm not trying to make you look bad. I'm just trying to like actually get the truth out there because you keep saying list rentals when you specifically said you write speeches for DeSantis.
Wait,
that's
the thing. Wait, hold on. The thing was because you made Seth, you made an assertion about me. I never, as of right now, I've never said anything about you being pro whatever. You've never heard that in my space or out of my mouth right now. And you can
I
look
don't know
at
who's speaking. I'm sorry. Who's speaking?
Chief is because I never said that words to you in the space. But the point more so was it's just about the fact that if it was confused about if it was a pattern or if it was just mean-spirited tweets because you said different things in this space, and I'm not disagreeing that you have a right to fire whoever you want because you're a private business. No one's disputing that, but it's more so about if we have other more serious examples of things we look to. And it's about Jan Sticks, about Ashley Babbitt in that language. That in itself is a bigger issue than some, a tweet from someone saying "f off." Who's like
again? I don't think most of the people here are concerned with whether or not I'm being consistent with myself. I mean, really,
That's
you guys
100%.
have spent your whole day talking about and you're worried about whether I'm consistent with myself.
Bro, what the fuck, man?
No,
like you gained my knowledge of the Babylon Bee outside of the occasional meme here and there came from when Twitter censored them. Twitter censored them. They made the company decision to not delete the tweet in question because that was the whole thing. This was back when Jack Dorsey, owned it and everything like that. And they were censored. They refused to delete the tweet and they stood by their whatever they said, and a lot of people rallied around them. They're like, oh shit, that's awesome. I respect you. I respect that you're standing your ground. You're not bending the knee to censorship. And a lot of people rallied around the company because of that stance right there. And now, yes, people are very concerned that they have rallied around you. You've been involved with Elon Musk. You've had him on your show. You've really elevated in a lot of conservative and right-wing circles. And now the hypocrisy of what you're doing right now when there's a clear front runner for the Republican nomination, and his name is Donald J. Trump. And when you're clearly aggravated at that, and it appears that you have connections to the DeSantis campaign, and then you publicly fire someone on your staff for supporting Trump and going against DeSantis, yes, this is a massive concern. And the fact that he doesn't see that is truly astonishing. It really is.
Seth, just to explain that, because essentially what happens is when people think that maybe you have got some kind of biases for DeSantis or Trump,
that's what it's about. Exactly. That's what it's about.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. And so what people then do is, and so, but then in order to find out if you've got that bias, then what people do is look at your actions in other contexts. So if your actions in other contexts are not consistent, then it just adds to the argument that essentially this is a pro-DeSantis anti-Trump action. Do you get what I mean? So that's what the argument is. So essentially, that's why people are trying to understand why.
And I don't know why we need to have a more detailed discussion other than me saying, no, it wasn't. It's not about DeSantis. It's not about Trump. If he had been attacking Trump people from a DeSantis perspective, it would have been the same outcome. How is that not an answer that is satisfactory to anybody here?
But Seth, so can I ask you a question though on that? Like, so are you, because I think I'm just going a little bit earlier with this whole, I think because speak your mind, woke virus, etc. One, do you feel like you kind of encourage your employees, and specifically this Gavin example that might have been more aggressive because of kind of that culture that you might have permitted? And then two, looking in the future, then what policies as the owner of Babylon Bee are you going to put in place to ensure that something like this doesn't happen and people accuse you of this as being a political attack rather than trying to maintain at least a Babylon Bee image and some sort of ethical standard?
Well, I think we have ethical standards. I think that's what this was about in the first place. I was enforcing ethical standards. As far as what we'll do in the future, I do think that we need, I don't want any of my people to feel muzzled in any way that they can't express themselves. But I do think that there should be conduct that they adhere to if they're going to have the Bee's name in their bio and they're going to be publicly listed as working for us. And there's certain conduct standards they should adhere to. We are a Christian organization, regardless of whatever Laura Loomer might say. We are, and that matters to us. So, and I think we have a right for that to matter to us. And so, the suggestion that there are people who work for us now or have worked for us in the past who have said bad things. Sure, I've said bad things. I've said things that I regret. This was not a one-off situation though, and so it was dealt with in a way that I think was necessary. So you can feel about that however you want to. It has nothing to do with Trump or DeSantis, and that's what all this has been turned into. It's been turned into a we're DeSimps, we're on their payroll, and that's what everybody is trying to say. It has not whatever. It doesn't matter if a campaign pays you for a specific task or a specific email rental or whatever it is. That doesn't mean that you're in their pocket and you're going to do what they say. Nobody from DeSantis' team has ever given me an order or implied.
Then I would ask him, would you take money from the Biden campaign? Would you? So if that's the case, if you're completely disconnected whatsoever, and maybe someone will, I don't know. If that does not tie you to the campaign in any way, shape, or form, would you take a paid? Would you take a full payment from the Biden campaign right now? Just curious.
Such or ever will give me an order that I will comply with because I'm on their payroll. First of all, we're not on their payroll at all for anything. And if any campaign were paying us for any services or list rentals, it would not mean that they have a control of us. That it simply means that we provide the services that they're paying for. And that never ever includes us writing jokes that they want us to write at someone else's expense on our website. We would never write satire because someone is behind the scenes paying us to write satirical jokes at someone else's expense. Our writers write whatever they think is funny. And you guys can make up whatever fantastical stories in your minds you want to about that. We are a comedy site. We're going to make fun of everybody. You all take this way too seriously. You're all at each other's throats way too much. Chill out a little bit. And this idea, it all comes back.
The man that publicly fired his employee said everybody else is taking this too seriously. Let that sink in.
Was this because of DeSantis or whatever? I mean, guys, if Gavin had been a hardcore DeSantis supporter and I was publicly out there saying I was voting for DeSantis, I wouldn't treat him any differently than I would anybody else. If I was hardcore out there saying I'm voting for Trump and DeSantis is Hitler, like everybody says, or David Duke or whatever, it would still be the same outcome. It's about behavior. It has nothing to do with the politics. And so I don't know. Everybody's making this into a big thing. This was a personnel matter. That's it. And you can try to say that the B is in DeSantis' pocket and make this stuff up. I've refuted it. I explicitly deny it. And so, there will be a time down the road, I'm sure, when campaigns will spend money with us, but it doesn't mean that we do what they say when it comes to the type of content that we produce. It doesn't even mean that we're voting for them. I have people on my team who won't vote for either of the candidates that we're talking about, and that's fine. And I would like to know from the people here who are so worked up about the possibility that we might be in DeSantis's pocket. Therefore, we have to be destroyed, and everyone should unfollow us. And I'm done with the Babylon Bee. Why do you guys think it's not okay for someone to support DeSantis? Why is that not okay? Is this not a free country? You guys are trying to come down on me for censorship, but you're trying to coerce everybody to be in lockstep with you and your preferred candidate.
This is
You can
amazing.
support whoever you want, but it's
Well
dishonest.
said.
It's dishonest.
Thank you.
We weren't saying to unfollow the
They're mad at you for not supporting Trump.
Yeah, we weren't saying that.
It's just dishonest.
Everybody who's piling on is saying that. You can find a trillion tweets right now. We were trending today because people were saying that.
Gary, and while we're at it, Loomer, you accused Casey DeSantis of faking her cancer. So
Max,
you're not a reliable source.
Hey, Max, you just accused me of being an international heroin dealer. You fucking moron.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. I said you worked.
No, I said you were an unregistered foreign agent.
Guys, look, this is not like some personal beef. The main reason is we brought people up to ask questions specifically about Seth. I believe he's answered.
I think I've answered a lot of them, guys. I got to wrap up because my family's waiting for me to join them for dinner. I want to be transparent with you guys. Politics is messy, but I hope we can all agree that we love our country and we love our freedom. I'm running my own business the way that I think that I should.
You fired somebody.
Everyone should respect my right to not just run my business the way that I should, but to be able to vote for whatever candidate I want to. It doesn't mean by saying that I'm going to vote for DeSantis, and a lot of people will interpret it that way. I'm just saying people are
Who
free
are you
in this
voting for,
country to do
Seth?
what they want. And there's so many people in this space right now and so many people on Twitter who don't want anyone to be free to vote for someone else. They want to coerce them and pressure them and penalize them if they so much as hint that they might be supporting somebody else. And like, it's a big scandal that we've had any relationship with DeSantis. He's my governor. I love him. I've been to the governor's mansion. I've been to events that he's been at. I've been to dinners he's been at. I've sat at tables next to him, fundraising tables. I spent tens of thousands of dollars supporting his campaign. I'm not ashamed of any of that. You're not going to get me to apologize for any of that.
Nobody's asking
and
you
I've
to
supported
apologize
Trump
for that.
Sorry, Seth, continue.
And I've supported Trump all the way through. So, you know, it's just you guys, this false dichotomy that you have to be in one camp or the other, and you're the enemy if you're not. I think everybody needs to grow up, be more mature, especially be more spiritually mature, be kinder to other people, and we'll all be better for it. Got to run.
Says the guy that fired his employee, who was a Trump supporter going after DeSantis people.
Guys, thank you.
So Seth, I just want to
thanks
thank
for
you for
coming,
coming.
Seth. I
We do
want to say real
appreciate
quick.
it, and I think we need to give you a lot of credit because essentially you have come on here, you've answered a number of questions, and much of them have been emotive. Some of them have even been personal. You've answered every single question, so I do appreciate it. And look, there's going to be like maybe 400,000 or 500,000 people listening who will listen to this after playback as well. So I think you should be commended, and more people should do the same thing that you've done. So I do appreciate. I'll give you credit for being full on and answering all questions. I'm going to pass it over to Nick, though. Nick, go ahead. I think you wanna move on.
Yep, I'll say the same thing. Thank you, Seth. Really appreciate you coming here. I have a lot of.
Well, that was wild. That went on a lot longer than I was not anticipating listening to that for a damn hour. 2 hours, I guess, hour and a half. I was not prepared for that. Yet here we are. That was crazy. I will say, being real, yeah, I mean, he did stay there and he answered questions. Well, he answered questions. He attempted to, jump around some of the answers, but he was in there. He was in the lion's den. So credit where credit's due on that perspective. I think he is a complete and total right-wing SJW. I believe that he is soy. And he clearly the problem is like, why are you so scared to just say that you fully support Ron DeSantis? This is the problem in that situation. Why are you so scared to say it? Just say it. Just fucking say it. We all know it's the truth. You would rather have DeSantis than Trump. You don't want Trump. You want DeSantis. The problem is you can't just own it. Just own it. Just own it. But you can't. We all fucking know that that's the answer. And the fact that you refuse to say it just tells us all we need to know. MAGA people ain't sitting there, riding the fence. They're letting you know we support Trump and we ain't apologizing for shit. And if you got a problem with that, that's your business. He's riding the fence. Whoever I support it's my decision. It's my decision who I support. And I don't know why everybody's getting so mad at me for supporting the candidate that I choose to support. And plus, you need to stop being mean to women. And please stop mean tweets. Mean tweets are very bad. But it's my decision who I support. And I don't know why everyone's so mean to me for who I support. And I took money from Ron. And I write his speeches. Please don't leak my text messages. Oh my God. Pretty cringe indeed. I saw a couple of the Modern Warfare 2 lobby vibes. Yeah. Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. All right, let me catch up on some of these super chats. I appreciate you guys for being here and appreciate your support as always. Where did I leave off earlier? I got that one. I got that one. Sophie says, to be honest, Dan has better hair, so he could pull it off, talking about the Little Mermaid. DM says, MCU fan won't super chat and is your stalker. And is a stalker. Hashtag DCU. MCU fan won't super chat. It's ridiculous, man. Hurts my feelings a little bit. The tech crisis. I think Dan Vasco would be amazing as the Little Mermaid. I mean, he does have the man buns, right? LOL. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. Apparently, the EU are looking to block Twitter. I think I'd heard that a while back, actually, too. There's Bebop upgrading that membership to a tier 3. A tier 3. T-Mac Gaming, member message. I just gave D-Day Cobra and Geeks and Gamers a 10 out of 10 on IMDb. You're welcome. Hey, thank you. We clearly need it. We got like a bunch of 5s over there, or probably a bunch of 0s and a bunch of 10s. So the more 10 out of 10 we get on D-Day Cobra and Geeks and Gamers on IMDb, that will help us out a lot. So thank you. Blue Eyed Scorpio, I was eating Reese's Puffs while watching you. Now that cereal is totally ruined for me. Joel Carver, the YouTube algorithm actually brought us all together. I found Drinker, then you, then Gary years ago. Now it's a community. Carve video next. Thank you, Joel. Bebop 1988 says, wait, you pay the women you employ the same as the man? Unsubscribe. Some make more. Bebop says, in all seriousness, thanks for keeping me entertained, Jeremy, plus chat. Yes, the chat is just as important to the CobraCast show as I am. The chat is always the MVP. The Snake Pit, always entertaining, and we love it. AG Biochemist says he's nervous because he's screwed. JT says the issue is not the opinion. The issue is the vulgarity. Christian companies hold employees to a higher standards of personnel. This is very well known. Well, again, but the problem is as people pointed out, if that is such a important aspect of your company, why do you not know about the tweets that people sent out about Ashley Babbitt? Again, so you can't claim that carrying yourself is such an important standard of this company and then say, well, I didn't know people from my company made disparaging tweets about Ashley Babbitt 2 years ago. Then you clearly don't have as much emphasis on how important this is as you're claiming. Because if you did have this as an important issue as you're claiming, you and your staff would have been aware of those tweets that were made by Ashley Babbitt. But the truth is you don't actually care as much as you are presenting. And we see that firsthand. Let's see. Alexander says Babylon bitch. Phantasm Mission Knox. What's the word that rhymes with wussy? LOL. BB. Yes. Bebop gifted a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. I got that one from Buford T. Justice and Hayden with the 50. Bebop 1988 says this is just a push to hire Ryan as their DEI officer. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with a D-Day Cobra membership. Guess how many memberships we're at tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Guess how many memberships we're at tonight? A whopping 4, but that's okay. That's 4 new members. Usually we got big numbers on that. We still got 4 new members to the 199. Welcome to the 199 in the Snake Pit, everybody. Hayden, also Trump 2024, Laker Jr. for VP. Christian Wolf, something tells me MCU fan is a Babylon B, Babylon employee B. Bebop says, I know Jeremy doesn't drink after watching him play pool. I certainly don't, and I'm not good at pool. Jester says, look into Seth firing Ethan Nicole, Axe Cop in 2021. I will definitely look into that. Let me see. Borica Damas, I'm sorry. DeSantis is a good governor, but he is really a uniparty corporate shill. Trump Lake 2024. DeSantis was a great governor. He was a great governor. No doubt about that. And I will stand by that 100%. DeSantis was awesome. We got those memberships coming in. 5 more from Warren Smith and 1 from Bebop, up to 10 new members on the night. Hayden says, to be honest, I don't think we disagree on much, but those could be some interesting conversations. I hope we get to hang out more in the future. I'll prep for the Orlando meetup along with the con next year. Love the 199. Love you right back, Hayden. We probably don't disagree on too much. Shockingly enough, people are shocked at this. Me and Ryan disagree on a lot. Like when it's politics or stuff like that, we disagree on a lot. So Sandman member message, just got off work to watch CobraCast. Hail the 199. Hail right back at you. Arthur Brown says he sounds exactly like the SJW right now. Hell yeah. Cassius, Terra Bull is a G. What's up, Cassius? I meant to tell you this a while back. I remember, gosh, when was this? This was a while back, Cassius. I don't know if you're still here in the chat. Cassius, let me know if you're still in the chat, and I'll say what I'm going to say. We'll see if you're still in the chat. But Bethesda's Lore Master, this guy gets pegged, a.k.a. A la Jack Murphy. Beard him. Absolutely. I think you're going to be happy with the beard of shame tonight. I think you will. Where are we at? Just Chilling says, I'm having Tim Pool flashbacks. Bethesda's Lord Master took money from DeSantis. No way he's objective. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Bebop says, Matt Walsh, will Matt Walsh do a what is a beta male? Hopefully so. I don't see Cassius commenting yet. Buford T. Justice. This guy is a Christian SJW. The right isn't burning down small businesses, isn't burning down buildings, isn't defunding the police, isn't attacking people in the streets. There isn't a both sides issue. 100%. 100%. It's again, man, there is right-wing SJWs and there are left-wing SJWs. Obviously, there just is. That's just a fact. Seth Dillon's wife's boyfriend. Let's see. Tech Crisis. The B messed up the first rule. Handle your business in private. If he would have done that, no one would have given an F. Also, you missed my first super. I got it. Yep, I got it now. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. What up, Alec Baldwin's finger in the house? Burrito Man, member message 3 months. Lego Psy, member message. Seth is such a little soy boy. Yes. Just Chillin' says, don't stop, Jeremy. I need to climax. Christopher Gonzalez, how about that sexy back end at 800 likes? Hey, we're at 900 likes. Looks like I got to show off my back end. Looks like I got to show off my back end, everybody. Baidoof becomes a new member. Thank you. Donut Fit. We could have had so much more. We could have had so much productive conversation on policy, solutions, vision, but DeSantis had to make the conversation Ron versus Don. Puppeteers don't care about Ron. They just don't want Trump. Absolutely 100%. And that's the sad reality of where we are. That's just a sad reality of where we are. At 1,000 likes, I'll show off my back end. We're at 929 right now. Aliquis Volt Tiesis, as much as they argue points back and forth, you are right about central issue. This was a BS wimp move to do it in public. Yeah, that's my issue with the whole thing, the public side of things. Blue-eyed Scorpio, I gotta go to bed. Glad I got sucked into this. This was epic. Take care. It was a lot more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. That was entertaining as hell. Bethesda's Lord Master Seth gets more beta by the minute. He's probably on the couch hearing his wife going to heels with Jesus with her boyfriend in their marital bed. Joe C. Pure Blood. Thank you for adding this, Jeremy. This is great. Seth getting destroyed like the little leaguer going up against a major leaguer. Cheers. Cheers back to you, sir. The Lost Tales. Literally Modern Warfare lobby after his match right now. Buford T. Justice. Sebastian Gorka is a warmonger. Buford T. Justice says, ha, 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 ha. Hate Toast says, or no, what is that? Let's see. HAME Toast. People respect authenticity over political correctness because of the overwhelming amount of grifting. 100% on that. Grizzly Nightmare. He's pulling a Steven Crowder. Credo Gaming. Seth Dillon is putting the baby in Babylon B. Alec Baldwin's finger. We know about Alec Baldwin's finger. He don't miss. He don't miss. He was drinking Bud Light that whole interview. Jared the American. I'm getting Modern Warfare 2 lobby vibes here. How about you? 100%. 100%. Lucario. Best part was Seth afraid of Laura releasing text. Yes, that was funny. DM says disappointed at Dr. Gorka. Laura is a real journalist. I don't know a lot about Laura Loomer. All I know is I appreciate the fact that she is diehard Trump supporter. I think she creates a lot of noise, positively and negatively. I like just the image of Matt Gaetz the other day, and what he did. Let me show you guys this. So the other day, Matt Gaetz showed up like this, and I just thought it was just a ballsy move, man. It was the day after the DeSantis stuff happened, and Matt Gaetz just kind of shows up like a fucking boss. If I can find it, I don't know if I got it here. Actually, could have swore maybe I liked it. I thought I bookmarked it, but maybe I liked it instead. Let's see. Here we go. No, yeah. So right here, this was just badass with Matt Gaetz just, showing up at the Capitol today, the day after DeSantis announces. Here's Matt Gaetz like a boss. That was awesome. And then the other side of the hat right there has the 45 and the 47. Fucking badass, dude. Love it. That was so awesome. And then him and Laura Loomer were getting into it. And I'm like, we really need to be fighting with Matt Gaetz after he just, shows up like a boss. Again, I don't know much about Laura Loomer, but I appreciate that she's a big time Trump supporter, Let's see here. And you know who else? Jack Posobiec has been crushing it. Jack Posobiec has been crushing it. I know me and Jack Posobiec had our, difference, but I don't care about all our differences. The fact is he's supporting Trump, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Let's see. Oh, we're closing in. You guys really want to see my back end? You really want to see it? Let's see. Bebop says, to clear this up, I don't like pineapple on pizza, but you read my comment wrong a month ago. My bad. I'm dyslexic as hell when it comes to reading these comments. My bad, Bebop. Christopher Gonzalez, new rule, automatic back end at 1,000 likes. I like that idea. Okay. I like it. New rule. Christopher Gonzalez has set up a rule here on CobraCast. Automatic showing my back end at 1,000 likes. Brown Gaijin, good night. Swig of water for our fallen soldiers. Hell yes. Here's the guess. What do you guys think we are on revenue? Where do you guys think we are on revenue? I need some guesses first. Where do you guys think we're at on revenue? We're at 1,000 likes, so it is time, but I want to see some of the guesses. Where are we at on Super Chat revenue? Where do you guys think? Let's see if you guys got a good feel for it tonight. Bro, we ain't even fucking close, okay? We ain't even close. Not tonight. Whoa, that's somewhat close. Please, Seth Dillon thinks we done made $1,700 tonight. We ain't made no I wish. You guys are being, what chat have you been looking at? All right, somewhat close. Little higher. Let's see. I'm trying to see. So they're moving so fast. Oh, Greedo Gaming. I'm gonna give it to Greedo Gaming. Right there. So right there, boom. Greedo Gaming's pretty damn close right there. Greedo Gaming's pretty close. So right there, $371. So not a bad haul tonight. Not a bad haul at all. And 11 new members. So let's see. Tree Fitty. So there's my back end tonight. And we got peeps on Rumble. So I want to say shout out to our Rumble peeps. Abomination over there for 5. He said that he doesn't monitor every tweet that his employees do, but he somehow knows that the guy tweeted hundreds of times swearing and talking trash. Yeah, exactly. Everything that he said contradicted itself. Everything he said. We got 100 and we got 115 people watching us on Rumble right now. And I got to give a shout out to Rumble. All right. Shout out to Rumble. We had on Geeks Gamers Daily, Rumble had 2,000 people watching us on Rumble, and we had 2,500 watching us on YouTube. We may have even flirted with 5,000 total concurrently between both channels or both platforms, but a huge day for Geeks Gamers Daily. So that was super awesome. Let me catch this up because I'm way behind. Right there. So it was really cool. It was really cool to see that, because I think Rumble is making really good strides right now. I think they're doing really well. I keep hearing about this. How long is it? I keep seeing you comment on this. So that might be for the next CobraCast. We may just react to Gavin Wax's interview from Elijah Schaefer. We may do that. Rumble is the future. Yeah, I hear you. I like Rumble. I think Rumble is all hail the 199 from Camelot stream. Hail Camelot. And yeah, I'm really excited for Rumble. I'm really excited with everything they got going on. Marcos for 2, thank you. Bebop says would have made more with Jay. Hey, drunk 3PO, he knows how to grift. Let's see here. MCU fans still her arguing with people? Still? Is that all he does? Rise of the Snake Pit. Yes. Yeah, I got the one. So the Beard of Shame is ready, ladies and gentlemen. The Beard of Shame is ready. We have tonight's Beard of Shame. If you guys are interested, and I think you are interested. I think you are interested. I think you're very interested. Damn it. I didn't put the right one over here. Hang on. Live stream right here. Okay, so Beard of Shame. Is there even a question as to who the Beard of Shame is? I don't think there's any question who tonight's Beard of Shame is. So it is now that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Beard of Shame. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, CobraCast 199 is proud to present to you tonight's Beard of Shame.
Yeah. Fuck you. Heartfelt.
I encourage people all the time to continue to speak the truth boldly. Don't censor yourself. Don't do the tyrant's work for him. Yeah, don't make me do one of those Jeb Bush please clap things.
Oh,
please clap.
Holy shit. That's a good find, Hailstorm. That's a good find, Hailstorm. That's a good find. Well done, Jay Hailstorm. Well done. Where are you at? I saw a comment from Warren Smith. Where is that at? I just saw it. There it goes. Take care, D-Day Cobra. I'm off to get Gloom Armor. And Tears of the Kingdom now. Have a great night. Thank you, Warren Smith. Thank you for all your support. Always supporting us with gifted memberships, super chats, whatever. And just being here in general. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you. And I hope you have a good night and have fun playing Tears of the Kingdom. Yes, Hailstorm strikes again. Let me see. How does a chat with 1,400 Pete's move almost as fast as Tim Pool's chat? Hey, that's pretty cool if that's the case. Do you guys? I don't think this chat moves that fast, though. I don't think there ain't no way this chat moves as fast as Tim Pool's. Does it? I mean, let's look at this right quick. Okay, hang on. So we go to daily. We go to. Is that yesterday? Well, that was today. All right. So check this. Oh, is that today? Yeah. And then we go to Friday. And Disco Cobra. Look at Disco Cobra go. Hang on. I got to show you guys something. So where are we at? Disco Cobra. Let me get back to Disco Cobra for a minute. Let's see here. I want to see what the chat's saying though before. All right. So do you guys think this chat moves as fast as Tim Pool's? I don't think so. Disco Cobra for 50. Sup, Jeremy. Just came from Cam stream with Melanie Mack. Lovely discussion about biblical things and such. Also, small update on Retro Room. It's a slow process. I do have most of the console set up, been putting it off, but have things in the room. Bro, I am looking forward to seeing this when you get it all set up. Maybe you can join our Discord or something and post some pictures in there. Retro rooms are awesome. And it's like the thing about having a retro room is it makes you like, you know, if you're having a bad day or if you're stressed out about something, you can simply just go into the retro room and chill. You know what I mean? You can just go chill out, and that's the best part of it. And I 100% support having a retro room. 100% support that. Is Krista Nova still alive? Let's see. She was earlier. I don't know if she's still alive or not. Nope. I think she is not live anymore. Okay. Nope. There we go. All right. Yep. She ended about 45 minutes ago. Look at holy crap. Alec Baldwin's finger for 50. and he don't miss. He don't miss. MCU fan says, I can't be his friend because I send you super chats. I honestly probably should hire MCU fan. I should probably hire MCU fan at this point in time. MCU fan is such good monetization. I don't know if you really hate me. I don't know if you love me. All I know is you have been a blessing, okay, to me, to Geeks and Gamers. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. You've got some kind of special gift of you've got the gift of the grift. I would imagine that this well, there's so many of them now. How many MCU fan accounts are there now? How many MCU fan accounts are there? That's really what I want to know. Because I think there's more than like 5 now. They've spawned off so many. Spawned off so many. The 199 mascot. Let me see. Who knows? Most of them look the same. Yeah, I don't even know if we can say so. Yeah, well, every MCU fan in the chat says, I'm the original. I am the original. I am the MCU fan. I am the MCU fan. I am the MCU fan. Oh, man. But let's see. Forming a mega MCU fan. MCU fan equals D-Day Cobra Employee of the Year. Don't forget, we do have whatchamacallit. We have trying to think. Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow. And then we have Tuesday night's main event tomorrow as well. So it should be a big day. It's going to be a really fun day. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you guys all for the support. I'm glad you enjoyed tonight's show. Again, I didn't mean to be reacting to that video the whole time, but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Like, I tuned in yesterday. I feel like I tuned in right around the time he was wrapping up. I remember him saying he had to go get dinner or something, because what I saw is Robert Barnes tweeted that Robert Barnes had tweeted something to the effect, or retweeted something that Seth Dillon's having a meltdown on the stream, or it's terrible for him. So, or this Twitter space. So I was like, let me go check that out. And I tuned in and I heard like a little bit of it, but I didn't hear all of that. So listening to it tonight, I couldn't stop. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. So it was pretty crazy. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And, you know, we'll continue to let this show evolve into kind of whatever you guys want it to be. It's your show just as much as it's my show. It's a group effort, and I appreciate you guys allowing me the opportunity to do this. And it is a super cool feeling. So more videos. Again, I made some videos for Geeks and Gamers. I'm going to keep making videos for them for my main channel, Geeks and Gamers, and then this channel, my personal channel. So I'm going to start doing more uploads, talking about things going on in world politics and entertainment. I'll be doing more uploads over here as well. So be on the lookout for that. And I do appreciate all of you. So we're going to have some fun tomorrow with daily and main event, and then we'll play some video games this week as always. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and of course continue to give me your feedback as you always do, because I appreciate it. Because the only way we can get better is if I listen to the people that make this possible, and that is all of you. So have a great night. I see you all in the chat. Let's see. Thanks. This show and chat are the best. Yes. This show and chat are the best. Absolutely. I agree. Good night, Jeremy, and God bless. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. We can't quit you, MCU fan. Thanks, Jeremy. Hail chat. I really appreciate it. So you guys have a great night. I'm going to leave you with the same way we normally end the show, with some Sabaton and some Donald J. Trump, the greatest president of my lifetime and the future 47th president of the United States of America. 199 Battalion for Life, Snake Pit, rise up. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier gifting a D-Day Cobra membership as we close this bad boy out. You guys have a great night. Here we go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Love you. Appreciate you. CobraCast 199, the best chat on the internet. I appreciate all of you. See you tomorrow for Geeks and Gamers Daily. And I love you all. Be safe out there. Be good. And I guess, have some fun laughing at all the leftists out there. And I guess some of the conservatives out there that are melting down too over all of this. But at the end of the day, your opinions are welcome here. And I'm not going to run and hide like Seth Dillon. Have a good night, and we will talk to you later.